with nothing in humble beginnings. They wanna fuck with me now cause I'm winning. Chasing this chicken cause I'm on a mission. I'm known for get money and standing on business. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Keep that shit coming, they know how we living. Come from the struggle, got lost in the hustle. Straight out the mud, no, I compliment couples. Chasing big bills just to keep this shit subtle. You ain't on my team if you wasn't in the huddle. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Keep that shit coming, they know that I'm with it. I fit the description, I'm the definition. I'm what they prescribe like she seen a physician. She wanna ride cause she seen how we getting it. Big ol' booty, she my passenger princess. She like to argue, she don't like to listen. She bougie and toxic, she fine and she picky. Pretty instant ditty, she get recognition. Matching nails and toes, man, she always French tip 'em. Parking lot pimpin' when we in the city. Don't ask about twine, she twerk on the engine. She eat the dick in the car cause it's tennis. She pay me attention like she get commission. Pimpin' CEO, so I give her the business. She ride on the dick like she doing some fitness. She make the dick disappear like she magician. She like to swallow, man, she love when I finish. Having motion, man, you know I got plenty. Bitches choosing cause they know that I'm winning. See some thousands, now I'm after some millions. So all my houses come with chandelier ceilings. Pillow talking, man, that shit just ain't in me. Keep it pimpin', I can't do no pretending. Jealous hearted, man, you know I ain't with it. Cuffin' hoes, I can't do no commit. No, we started with nothing in humble beginnings. They wanna fuck with me now cause I'm winning. Chasing this chicken cause I'm on a mission. I'm known for get money and standing on business. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Keep that shit coming, they know how we living. Come from the struggle, got lost in the hustle. Straight out the mud, no, I compliment couples. Chasing big bills just to keep this shit subtle. You ain't on my team if you wasn't in the huddle. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Keep that shit coming, they know that I'm with it.
I'm a saint, but I sin. I checked in the game to win. I left, she loving me again. I let her cry out the Benz and they say time heal. Mine still felt like it was yesterday. How we're moving fast, probably too fast to even catch the play. Spence a night, she pack a bag right to me, just getting gas. Coming back, I want it bad. I'ma touch it first, eat it last. It's temporary. Holly damn. Ocean said it's temporary. My pain deeper than the ocean. Temporary feelings mixed with temporary pleasures. All these temporary moments and these temporary treasures. Temporary circumstances to temporary measures. Temporary friends and even temporary schedules. Temporary smiles and temporary goals. Temporary women sliding on temporary poles. Temporary comments and temporary trolls. I just pray that God bless me. Ain't no temporary soul. I'm a saint, but I sin. I checked in the game to win. I left, she loving me again. I let her cry out the Benz and Yo, okay, there we go. I had the damn mic turned all the way down, chat. I had the mic turned all the way down. I thought some shit was going on, man. I thought some shit was going on, chat. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little spooked. I'm paranoid. I'm unplugging shit. I'm trying shit. I'm clicking in the settings. I'm all through the OBS. Look at that, but I just had the shit turned down. Crazy, 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 chat. Where's the tag, man? My bad. I'm over. I damn near broke a sweat, bruh. I damn near broke a sweat in here, chat. I damn near broke a sweat, bruh. That shit is crazy, man.
Welcome to the greatest damn show on YouTube.
hold the fuck on. Why is this still playing out loud?
Welcome to the greatest damn show on YouTube.
There we go. There we go. Oh, man. Double tap the screen, shut alive out. What we doing tonight, chat? Double tap the screen, shut alive out. What we doing tonight, chat? They saying Nolan Wells Truth Uncovered. We got 50K reward from the best friend's dad. We got audios being questioned, and they're saying that the locals know more than they're letting on. I appreciate everybody for rocking with me while I got my microphone together. Amber, what it do? Spitfire, Jason, what it do? I see you in here, Larry. Big Niche, what it do? Lala was in the building first, and John Doe. I was eating some honey hot wings, man. It wasn't catfish tonight. All right, chat. We do got an action-packed episode. It's just now been announced that a $500K mortgage now costs $3,800 a month. In 2021, that same mortgage costs $1,800 a month. That's $2,000 more each month for the same home. Also, we have Nolan Wells' mom and dad went on News Nation and disputed the Brandon Tatum interview. So we'll get into that as well. Also, a teen girl that was kidnapped in Chicago has been found alive in Virginia after being held captive for 4 years. They said the kidnapping happened out of the Chicago movie theater on June 23rd, 2022. According to law enforcement, the teenage victim had taken an Uber from Milwaukee to Chicago to meet a man who arranged the ride for her, a man she had been communicating with online for several years. Investigators said he finally convinced the minor girl to meet up, and since that day in Chicago, he has been holding her captive in Virginia. Her dad called me and was like, her phone's going to voicemail. I knew immediately it was just off. The parents of 15-year-old Janiyah Walker said they knew a switched off cell phone was the key clue that their daughter was in danger on that day. The teenager became well-publicized missing person. Her family and friends begging for help, criticizing Milwaukee police for moving too slowly. But now she has been found 4 years later. She's 19 years old. She was found 730 miles away in a small frame home in Blacksburg, Virginia. Police say she had been physically and sexually abused while being held captive by 37-year-old Owen Anderson. Crazy. That nigga crazy, bro. She was held ever since that day outside the Chicago movie theater where he had arranged to meet her following a lengthy online recruitment. Records state Anderson disposed of her cell phone and a burner phone he had sent her to use in a sidewalk trash can. That's crazy, man. I'm glad that girl got home to her family. She's now an adult, 19 years old, and it's no telling what happened to her inside that house. They're saying that they're not investigating it as human trafficking, only as kidnapping and, rape. Also, Nancy Grace is still on the Nolan Wells case. We'll check out, see what she has going on. She's questioning that audio over there. Also, we have Pearl. We have Pearl going viral again because she let out a tweet the other day and said, "White men, I beg you to take your country back. These black people and women are torturing us." And now she's going viral for the picture with her black boyfriend. I'm not gonna lie, the nigga look kind of big, bro. So I guess she was with a black guy for quite a while, and those photos are resurfacing. So how do y'all feel about Pearl? She's dated a black man in her past. I see the picture right now, them all cuddled up, and she said, "White men, I beg you to take your country back. These black people and women are torturing us," man. How do y'all feel about what Pearl said over there, man? I don't know what the hell is going on with Pearl. I don't know, Pearl. It's kind of crazy. Also, we have a man that has been left paralyzed in a swatting, and he's seeking $176 million after hackers doxed and blackmailed him through Rust. What's his name? Alexio Mendez, I think that's how you say his name, was told nothing was going to happen after he warned police that he would be swatted.
So they said that this is what happened. I seen the story. They said the guy, he called in, said that he was gonna get swatted. The dispatcher or whoever said, hey, don't worry about it. Nothing ever happens. Later on, he actually was swatted, and the police bust in his door, kicked in his door, and ended up shooting the hell out of him. Shot him a bunch of times, and now he's paralyzed. After he called in and told him, like, hey, I'm about to get swatted. That is crazy. That's crazy. Officer Tatum responded to D.L. Hughley. What else do we have? Oh, the company Lemon Lime put out a press release saying, at our YC party, we offer free tattoos and said we'd be happy to anyone interview who got one. What I thought would be fun, memorable way to meet people in reality was a reckless and instead came across as tying a permanent tattoos to a job opportunity. So they are facing backlash at that small startup. U.S. mortgage rates rise to 6.66%, and these are the highest levels in a year. Growing number of job applicants are hiding prompt injections into their resumes. This is a trick. This is to trick the AI screeners into ranking them as qualified applicants. And we got a couple miscellaneous clips. Let's get into the episode, chat. This is a podcast. They're talking about faking it till you make it. So how do y'all agree with that statement? Fake it till you make it. Do you agree or disagree with that? Let me ask my cousin. How do you feel about fake it till you make it? You don't agree? He said he does not agree, but it depends on the situation. So what do you mean? He's saying there are some things that you might need to fake it to make it. So we're going to put it to a live poll in the chat. Do you agree or disagree with faking it to make it, chat? Faking it to make it. Do you agree or disagree? Let's get into this podcast.
Celebrate people that come home from jail. The things that we reward people for is like, it's foolish in a sense because like, I watch some people celebrate people that come home from jail. I watch people flex knowing that they're in poverty situations. I watch people.
So when it comes to celebrating people coming home from jail, I never been one of those people to just celebrate somebody. Like when my partners get out of jail, like I might buy them a pair of white Air Force Ones or something, make sure they got a crisp pair of shoes to, you know, move around in. But as far as like a welcome home party or something, nigga, you just, yeah, I ain't with it. I ain't with it.
People dress up failure and to look like it's more than what it actually is. I watched it my whole life, and I engaged in it for a while, and it actually stunted my growth because one thing I always tell somebody, like, you.
See, one time, chat, I felt like I was dressing up failure to make it look like more than what it was. When I graduated audio engineering school, like I had my, credentials, but I didn't have no fucking job. So the externship came with a job opportunity, but the guy offered me third shift. He offered me third shift, and I was like, dude, I'm not finna fucking work third shift. I gotta drive 45 minutes to work third shift, deal with these niggas, and then drive home. I can't do it, bro. So I felt like, I felt like, yes, I have my credentials, but what the fuck is it doing? And then, gotta do it every time, won't he? Won't God do it? This guy from my town, he ended up converting one of his rental properties into a studio. And since I was the only one with credentials, he hired me as the in-house audio engineer. Now, I was charging $45 an hour, chat. And when I tell you, this man didn't take $1 from me in studio fees for like 2 years, like at all. The whole time I worked in his studio, he never took $1 from me. Never made me pay rent. Never made me pay on the light bills. Never made me do anything. So I understand what he's coming from, but sometimes I say all that to say sometimes it gets greater later. Sometimes it gets greater later. Don't give up.
You ever heard the term fake it till you make it? I always tell people nothing comes with faking like you're successful. I can see it for an opportunity. For instance, let's say if I don't know how to fix cars, I'm a little good, and you own a mechanic shop, and I act like I know how to fix cars better because I'm looking for a job. Right. So I'm gonna fake it till I make it. Right. So that means there's an opportunity that's coming from the faking it till you make it. But looking like you got money, dressing like you got money, spending all your money to look like you got money, what comes from that? And I just think that that's where the foolish mentality stems from when it comes to faking it till you make it. What do you get from when you hear that?
I mean, similar to what you say, but do you find that to be a cultural thing with us? Because I don't think a lot of cultures do that. I've been
What's up,
exposed
Just
to
Talking?
a lot of different races and different cultures, and I feel like that's something that's very prevalent in the Black community, is that we
So now they're trying to say the Black people are the only people that fake it till they make it. Now, I can speak for the Black community because I've been part of the Black community, but I damn sure know a lot of people in other communities fake it till they make it, especially at the job. Oh my God. Oh my God. Motherfuckers lying on job applications, crazy. Faking it till you make it. Motherfuckers trying to get invited to the cookout and shit, crazy. Faking it till you make it. Oh, let's not get started with the social clubs. Oh my God, the in crowd. Motherfuckers ain't never rode a motorcycle in their life. Now they biker gangs and shit. Oh, politics. Wow, wait till someone identifies with a political party. Damn, this shit is crazy.
we would rather look rich than to actually be rich. It's like a fight to make people think that we just got it like that. You know what I'm saying? And we don't. I feel like you know, for the most part, a lot of people that I'm around, they don't want to fake it
Yes.
until they make it. And there's certain things that they just don't want to do because they prioritize, and it's just not a priority for them.
Agreed.
You know, designer clothes isn't a priority. Driving a nice car or a brand new car isn't a priority. You know, they kind of go by the whole theory of if it ain't broke, don't fix it mentality. And
But see, that's the thing. That's why I tell y'all that we get caught in these algorithms. What I challenge everyone to do today is create you a new YouTube channel. Brand new, fresh algorithm. And go look on the home screen. It's going to be totally different than everything you've seen since the election. It'll be completely different than everything you've seen since the election. When you create that channel, come over here and subscribe. Do that shit first. But I want y'all to try that out. And I say all that to say is that she's saying that only Black people like luxury things. Only Black people like, you know, good things, cars and purses and shit. And that's just not true. That's just not true. You got the Asian community. They do all of their drifting cars and sports cars. That shit ain't cheap. You got the white community drag racing and shit, putting all that NOS in their cars. That shit ain't cheap. Range Rovers, Land Rovers, G-Wagon. Everybody likes to have nice things. We live in a materialistic world. 2026, the world is materialistic. Cut it out.
we go by whether it's broke or not. I need
Yes.
to just get better and better.
And
you
just
know?
being
So-
fair, just being fair to like Black culture. I do believe that Black culture, we always
But this is the thing, Tyler. When you say she's talking about how poor Black people live outside of their means, I know some poor Black people that on paper, they got more than motherfuckers living in 3-story houses. On paper, they got more than motherfuckers that's making $120,000 a year. I know some motherfuckers right now, broke as a joke, on paper, they worth more than these motherfuckers that we look around like, damn, I like that house. I like that car and shit. Cut it out. See, people leave when I keep it real. People don't want to hear the fucking real.
ignite or we always intensify the people that have a low mentality. And then we compare other cultures, they're high IQ people, to the people that's in our culture at the low IQ. Because if we took the Black people that are like successful, like legit, and that's worked hard, and that's went to school, and that's elevated their families,
Right.
and we took them and we made that the standard, then we would stop looking at the lower people and making that the standard. I think what it is they overly magnify.
And Team Hype, what I'm talking about is people that aren't even asset rich. I'm talking about people who have cash flow. They have cash flow. They're making money. They go out, they get a $800 car note. They get their girlfriend a $800 car note. That's $1,600 a month. You got to insure both them bad boys. That's another $800 a month. Yeah, 24 before you even pull out of the fucking driveway. We just went over it. A mortgage on a $500,000 house. It used to be $1,800 back in 2021. It's $3,000 right now. So $500K house, $3,000. Guess what? Now your ass is at $5,400 just living and fucking driving. You haven't ate. You haven't had any amenities. You ain't paid no water. You ain't paid no fucking gas.
the bads in our culture more than the goods, and I will admit that. But I do believe that, like a white person gets compared to Beverly Hills white person, and they compare us to our ghetto black. We don't
have no student loan debt. Don't be on child support. It's over with. It's over with.
talk about the Beverly Hills black guy, right? We talk about the guy that's at the bottom, and then we compare it to the guy at the top in other cultures. Because if I go look at all across the board, Spanish culture, they definitely have their ignorance. White people definitely have their ignorance. See, the thing is, you have white Americans, but they don't talk about, what about rednecks? What about hillbillies? What about their ignorance? White trash, trailer park trash. What about those statements? But they only talk about the blacks being ignorant. I'm like, yeah, we have a lot of ignorance in our culture, because I do believe that a lot of us been held back and oppressed so long that it's feel like I have to feel.
I'm going to be honest with you. They're saying a lot, and I can sum it up really quick. Our community chases trophies. We do. I've been a part of it. I wanted the trophies. Whether it's credentials, whether it's the job, whether it's the jewelry. We chase trophies. Let's just be honest. It is what it is.
Something significant that about myself, and I do believe that it makes them feel good about themselves, because that is insecurity, though. Yeah. Tyler.
Why do you guys think that our culture doesn't like to get talked about by our own? Because it's a lot of times you guys make certain statements, and we see the clips, we see the comments, and people take it offensive as if we're trying to go against the community when we're trying to build. So what do you think it is that why the black culture doesn't like just being told about themselves?
I think the truth hurts. And I think that accountability is not easy for everyone. When you really have to look in the mirror and see that you're the problem, everyone doesn't want that. I'm guilty of that, and I think that is a big thing with our culture. It goes back to Q even saying, not just the culture, the gender of him saying, and I applied that yesterday with talking to someone, when he's like, you could talk to your boys, but as women, there's certain things that we just can't even say to our girlfriends. And it's out of love. It's not coming from a bad place, but you just feel like you're so apprehensive about saying something because you're like, oh my God, in fear for
No, you're complicit. Cut it out. Cut it out. If we got to take accountability across the board, we got to start calling this shit out too. You're complicit. It is what it is. If we're going to call out black men for fostering a drug culture or whatever, they're being complicit, we got to call out the women too. Complicit. We got to call out the people that say that racism and shit ain't real. Your ass complicit, man. We need to start calling out this motherfuckers being complicit. Shit. Say something or shut the fuck up and get out the way.
What is she going to say? How is she going to feel? I feel like that's the same rules apply to us culturally. It's just like accountability is just hard for people to take. And that's just my opinion. We just looking in the mirror, man, that's a reflection of who you are. And people don't like to see that reflection, you know?
Starting at the bottom of the race and moving my way up, I've noticed that the rooms that I've gotten into that are more successful, they're more transparent and more truthful. I think in the bottom, people are more delusional and more.
Like when my partner's moving wrong, we govern each other. Like throughout my whole life, like chat, I've always governed my partners, and I've always allowed my partners to govern me when I'm wrong. If you can't govern your friends and your friends can't govern you, you need to get around some more motherfuckers, bro. Straight up. They do not have your best interest at heart. When my partners is doing some hot ass shit, some bullshit, I tell them, like, boy, your ass is tripping. You throwing rocks at the pen. For what? For what? For what? And then I go on back home, back out they fucking way. Because guess what? I know that they grown. But at the same time, I'm going to sow that seed like, brother, it's another way. Trust me, I done been through it. Them folks had me by the balls for 13 years. Do you know what it took for me to get my gun rights back? Do you know what it took for me to be able to vote again, nigga? You don't want to go through that.
Or captivated by being lied to. And that's what I've noticed as I move up. I'm like, damn, they're raw. I got a Jewish mentor. One time we were having a discussion, and he came out his face with me crazy.
Yeah.
But at the time I was whining about something. And this is years ago, and I was whining about something. He said, either A, we're going to get it done, or we're going to keep whining. He said, you're spending all your energy whining.
Yeah, but do you think that money gives people the right to be arrogant? Because there's a difference. To me, success isn't about money, just to me.
Yeah.
Like, you can have someone that goes to work every day, they work hard, they have their medical, the dental, they have their 401k, and they're comfortable. And then you have someone else now who thinks that because...
And then another thing that I ask my partners, and I've been doing it a lot more lately, is what's next? What's next? And start asking people around you, what's next? And you'll come to find out that people are just living life. They're waking up, they're taking care of kids, they're paying bills, they're going to sleep, and they're waking up, and they're taking care of kids, and they're paying bills, and they're going to sleep. They don't know what's fucking next. They don't. A lot of y'all in here don't know what's next. Up until probably a month ago, I didn't know what was fucking next for me because I never asked myself that question. Like, what is next?
Because you making $2 over lunch money, like you could talk to people any way. And I feel like to me, there's a difference between being successful and being arrogant. Arrogance is just something that is just intolerable for me.
But the thing about the term arrogance is all relative to the person's perspective of how they view you.
Right.
For instance, a person could say, "Yo, I want 5 cars," and you might only want 1 car. I'm like, he don't need 5 cars. Why are you worried about what that person is driven to want?
Different.
That's why people can be called arrogant. Because once a person comfortably believes in himself and they sound.
Oh, you said we only got 30 likes? Everyone hit the like button, chat. On your way in, please hit the like button. Show some hospitality. Subscribe to the channel. We're trying to hit 50K tonight. We are about 132 subscribers away from 50K. Let's turn it up. Let's hit 50K tonight. I want y'all to be a part of this with me.
With themselves, the people that aren't, they tend to want them to believe that they only can go to the level of what they believe they can go to. A lot of time it's called projecting. When you look at a person, I know I'm him, I'm her, I'm confident, and the person be like, she full of herself. Maybe because you don't like yourself.
Yeah.
That's why you don't like it. Because to be honest with you, arrogance is when you're not approachable. Arrogance is when you're not teachable. Arrogance is when you're not coachable. So when you say that somebody, confidence, arrogance, conceitedness, they're all on the same fence. They're very closely related. Depends on the person's lens on how they view you. Because again, me saying, I know I'm him. Some people that haven't built that level of confidence, yo, Q is arrogant as hell. No, I know I am.
See, the problem I have with that is like, I gotta see it on you, nigga. If you gonna claim that you him, I gotta see it on you, nigga. I gotta hear it in the way that you talk. I gotta see something going on in your life. I gotta see the way that you analyze situations. What's your problem solving like? If you gonna claim to be him, I'm gonna say how, nigga. I'm gonna say how, nigga. Straight up. And if I claim to be him or I get to popping it, niggas need to look at me like how, nigga. And I'm gonna break that shit down to you.
Right? And again, in order for me to continue my success and to continue to build, I have to genuinely believe that. But the same way, if I see somebody broken down on the highway, I'm one of the first people that want to stop and help them. When I see people don't know financial literacy, I'm one of the first people that want to teach them. So reality is, that's not arrogance. You have to be confident in order to be successful. So reality is, people misconstrue it because of how they view you, right? Somebody come on the basketball court, I'm better than all y'all over here. Yo, he think... Bro, in order to beat y'all, he has to think like that. He has to think like that. And it's just what it is. I hate to say it, that this world is built America's a big chessboard. And you just have to understand strategically how.
This is what people don't realize too. That human nature, we have our nature is to compete. Our nature is to compare. So whether you say that the shit's going on, not going on, it's going on. That's just how your mind works. That's just how your mind filters out certain shit. Competing and comparing is going on. It's about what are you competing with? What are you comparing yourself to? Is it monetary? Is it spiritual? Is it intellectual? Because you're going to compete and you're going to compare. You just got to have that mindset shift to where are you competing and where are you comparing, and is it beneficial to your life and the people around you's lives?
To place your pieces in the right places in order to beat it. Because the reality is, the only way to beat it is by playing the system. People that try to rebel against the system is why they constantly lose. Every time you look at our culture, we tend to think we're gonna beat the system. But meanwhile, you can utilize the system the same way other cultures utilize the system to elevate themselves. But they tend to believe that it's something in the way of them that's not there. It's you. And the disbelief on yourself, and a lack of confidence, and the constant looking for excuses, opposed to saying, you know what, I need to just do. That's our issue, I think, in a lot of cases.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I mean, yeah, that was you just answering the question that I asked.
Is that M500?
What do you guys think's like a big? Because
that
since we're talking about
M500?
glorifying ignorance, what is something that we glorify too much right now that it just has to get stopped in order to grow?
Cars.
We glorify cars. You feel like
yes.
everyone wants them.
We all scream cars are liabilities, but yet and still we overly.
See, cars, now when it comes to glorifying cars, chat, I like cars. I haven't never spent a lot of money on cars. I'm one of those built, not bought kind of guys. Like, I'd rather put my shit together. But it's a difference. Now, when it comes to premium luxury cars, like, I've never really had one. I mean, I had a Benz before, but that was a Benz, you know. But when it comes to old schools and shit, like people pulling out cars out of the fucking backyard barn that's been covered up for 80, well, not 80, but damn 50 years and pulling that shit out, and you see that bitch a year later and it's candy and it's sitting on some damn 24-inch spokes and Vogues, and it still got the damn glass house on it with the wood. I like that shit, chat. I'm not gonna lie, I like that shit. I do.
Value liabilities. I've watched so many videos of people crying about their car rates that they got. Most people don't even know what they rate on their car is. Well, you know, interest rates is everything. When you take something and you don't even look at the rate at which you acquired it, because I'm gonna tell you something. We could drive the same year car, have the same mileage on our car, and have the same amount of gas in our car. Don't mean we paid the same price for our car. Because reality is your credit could be one score, my credit could be one score, and we do not have the same payment on our car. You know what I'm saying? And that's the issue where people tend to look at everybody from a certain lens. I'm like, hold on. You got to look at that story to why. Because, like, for instance, my luxury cars is not paid for by me. They're paid for by assets that I acquired that pay for it. That's what you try to teach people to understand. It's not about wanting nice things. It's about how you acquire the nice things.
And how you continue.
You had a park.
You want to know something scary?
All right, we gonna move on, chat. I like them box Chevys, chat. I ain't gonna lie. I'm from Arkansas for real. Like that, we ride box Chevys down here. That's just what the fuck we do. Keep it real with you. You wanna see some niggas in some box Chevys? They in Arkansas.
My homie reached out to me after I reposted something from 19 Keys the other day saying,
all right, so this is a conversation between 19 Keys and Vic Mensa. They're saying that we replaced black power with black excellence. And it's causing a really big conversation. And I wanted to get y'all thoughts and opinions on it. Did that hurt the black community? Replacing black power with the words black excellence. Did that hurt the black community?
black excellence is the scam to replace black power. He said, what's wrong with black excellence? I guess to some that might be a controversial statement because we've been so deeply indoctrinated into the idea of black exceptionalism that we think one athlete, one actor, one president, one rapper represents meaningful progress for black people as a whole. But the studies show that black median wealth will reach zero by the year 2053 if the current trends continue. Millions of us live in prison slave camps making lids for Starbucks cups for like 50 cents a day. The hood is as fucked up as it's ever been.
You said, when did that happen? Let's think about it. When did black power switch to black excellence? It would probably be like the 2000s, sometime in the 2000s, because in the 90s, motherfuckers were still screaming black power. So it had to be sometime in the 2000s. Probably leading up to the great financial crisis and right after it. Probably somewhere off in there.
But we got more millionaires than ever before. That shit is a scam. I think that's also the reason why we don't unify or strike and weaponize our labor in any of the industries that we dominate. The NBA, the NFL, the music industry. Because so rarely is one of us more than one step removed from poverty, so nobody's willing to risk it. We know we're being exploited by streaming. We make up all the labor and none of the ownership of the sports teams. Shit, I'm just thinking out loud. I'm not saying we shouldn't strive for excellence as a people or as individuals, but we cannot make the mistake of confusing one of us getting out the hood with the progress of the group. We also have to look at the success of individuals that's achieved to the detriment of the masses. We be celebrating shit just because a nigga got some money. It don't matter who the fuck had to die. Like if niggas run around making a bag off the prison industrial complex, are we cheering that shit on? My homie reached out to me after I reposted something from...
All right, chat. So how do y'all agree with that, man? Do y'all agree with that? Did black excellence take the place of black power? And is that to the detriment of the black community, man? Let's get into some of this Nolan Wells shit. Officer, we watched D.L. Hughley talk crazy about Officer Tatum last night. Excuse me, chat. Everyone hit the like button. Hit the like button on your way in. I know it's late. You're probably tired, twiddling your toes and shit, looking around. Hey, man, Sit up, get up, stretch, go get you some water, use the bathroom, and hit the damn like button. Double tap the screen. We're 29 subscribers away from the next sub goal. Now we finna watch Officer Tatum response to D.L. Hughley, man. D.L. Hughley talked crazy to him last night.
This is Brandon Tatum.
Y'all just see what unfunny ex-comedian D.L. Hughley just said about me? Posted a picture of me and my wife. To do what? To be a racist?
Your name is, your moniker is Officer Tatum, not Detective Tatum. You didn't make your way to detective. You're an influencer who says what white people want you to say.
Why are you talking about me? You need to be worried about your own household. A white man didn't cheat on your wife. A white man didn't abuse your daughter.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Officer Tatum is an influence to say what white people want him to say. I'm just gonna be honest with you. There's a certain crowd that wants Officer Tatum to say this shit, and he's making a lot of money from it.
A white boy, I'd say. And a white man didn't take the life of your infant child whom you had out of wedlock while you were married. These are all black people doing this. And yet you cry about white people every day of the week. I want to tell you guys about Shenergy. If you're looking for an energy drink that, at one point in time, I used to like D.L. Hughley and I thought he was funny. Now he was not even the top 5 in the Kings of Comedy, in my opinion. But I thought I respected his game.
Didn't I go off on D.L. Hughley last year, y'all? Oh, geez, didn't I go off on D.L. Hughley last year? Wasn't he into it with Shannon Sharp? I think I went off on D.L. Hughley last year, didn't I? Because he went on Vlad TV talking about Shannon Sharp. Was that D.L. Hughley that went on Vlad talking about Shannon Sharp?
Just to grow up and realize D.L. Hughley is a simp, and he's a beta, and he's a crybaby, allegedly worth $10 million, but he's still crying about the white man every day. And he crying about the white man, yet he worked for white men companies. The one he worked for now is the CEO. I think it's run by black people, but there's also white people in C-suite positions in that company. It's not an
Officer Tatum, come on. You can't say that he worked for black, he worked for white people and then turn around and say the CEO is black. Now, come on, Officer Tatum. That was really counterproductive right there. You're going to say, did he work for white people? The CEO's black. Nigga.
all black company. Black. He's so black that he don't even care about black women enough to not cheat on his wife. He posted a picture of my wife. At least I ain't cheating on my wife. He cheated on his wife, got her outside.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. It's mask off. These niggas is wildin', bruh. Wildin', bruh.
Care about black women enough to not cheat on his wife. He posted a picture of my wife. At least I ain't cheating on my wife. He cheated on his wife, got an outside baby. In a very unfortunate situation.
Bro, this is some country shit, bro. Like, where the fuck is D.L. Hughley from, bro? Like, Officer Tatum from Fort Worth, bro. Like, this is the shit that happens every fucking day where I'm from, chat. Like, this is some country shit right here, man. Like, oh my God, bro. If you log into Facebook on any random day, bro, and you from where I'm from, you gonna see somebody talking like this. You gonna see a fucking reel or a video, and bitch gonna have like 800 comments on it, 2.2K shares and shit, man, and they're gonna be talking just like this. Watch.
Care about black women enough to not cheat on his wife. He posted a picture of my wife. At least I ain't cheating on my wife. He cheated on his wife, got an outside baby. And a very unfortunate situation happened with his outside baby. And he wanted to come at me when he wasn't even there to protect his children. Then his young daughter gets into a sexual situation with a minor, where they both were minors. And she came to her dad in confidence, her black father, in confidence, and said she was being abused, and he didn't believe her. Brother, why
The
you talking about me? I'm
kids.
finna play the clip for y'all. Why you talking about me? You need to be worried about your own household. And let's put that in position, or put that in perspective. All the drama I just mentioned with his inner family ain't now one of the suspects in that situation white. A white man didn't cheat on your wife. A white man didn't abuse your daughter. A white boy, I'd say. And a white man didn't take the life of your infant child whom you had out of wedlock while you were married. These are all black people doing this. And yet you cry about white people every day of the week. Listen to what this fool said about me, and I'm gonna critique it as we go. Roll it.
This is Brandon.
All right, chat. I just got breaking news. I had somebody, one of the locals down there, that was gonna call in today, but he's scared. I'm just gonna be honest with you. He's scared. He says that they're suing anybody that's speaking out against it, and the locals know down there. He's from down there, and he said was gonna call in, but yeah, I've been advised not to. So we're gonna respect this decision.
Y'all just see what unfunny ex-comedian D.L. Hughley just said about me. Posted a picture of me and my wife. To do what? To be a racist? You are the lamest dude in all of comedy.
What is more lame than calling yourself the job you used to have? You're not an officer anymore.
Pause.
You were a
time out.
football.
It's called a moniker. People consider me as Officer Tatum because I became famous as Officer Tatum.
What's up, Mega Dan?
D.L. Hughley, that's your...
Oh, nah, he was going to call in about the Nolan Will situation. Like, he's down there, he's in the city, he's from the city, and he said he wanted to talk. Like, he'll talk to me, he'll tell me some shit, but I wanted him to call in so y'all could hear it. But he said that he's been advised not to talk about it because they are really going forward with these lawsuits. Like, when they say they're suing people for this shit, he's saying, like, hey, look, bro, like, I'm here. They're not bullshit.
Stage name. You still going by your stage name, Negro. You ain't even a comedian no more, passing out on stage and stuff. You ain't even funny no more. But you going by D.L. Hughley. So people want to consider to call me the Officer Tatum or Officer Tatum. I'm fine with that. It's called a brand. Roll the clip.
A player who failed at being a football player. You didn't make the team, so you became an officer. That wasn't working out, so you became an influencer.
Time
you
out.
talked about it.
He said, I didn't make the team, or I didn't make it to the NFL. Okay, I don't think that's anything somebody can be sad about. And I'm also glad I don't have CTE either, so it's not all bad. And D.L. Hughley, somebody told me you were 5'6" or something. You would never make it to. You won't even make it to college. You were in high school. Little beta
What's
male.
up, Bart?
Talking about. Then I became a cop. What did I do as a cop?
All right, chat. Double tap the screen, shut it live out. I don't know about Officer Tatum's cop career. Somebody told me that he got fired or something. I don't know. I really don't give a damn about what he did as a cop. Well, actually, we kind of do because that's the basis of his platform. But outside of that, I don't give a damn. But we do need to like the video on your way in. It's no way that y'all aren't liking the video on your way in. Like, damn. Double tap the screen for me. We're also 26 subscribers away from 49,900. We go live every single night over here at 10 p.m. Central Time. If you're enjoying the content, be sure to subscribe to the channel. All the first timers, say first timer. If this is your first time in one of my live streams, say first timer, and my mods will make sure that you feel welcome.
I protected black people with my life. D.L. Hughley is telling jokes. You better sit your butt down. Let him finish.
Emotion. What is more emotional than this?
The word.
You cried for a white dude who the people didn't even think you worthy to.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. That clip of him crying about Charlie Kirk, the music makes it like 10 times more crazy, bro. The music makes it like 10 times more crazy, bro. Like, who edited this shit for D.L. Hughley, man? Who the fuck put this shit together?
little beta male talking about. Then I became a cop. What did I do as a cop? I protected black people with my life. D.L. Hughley is telling jokes. You better sit your butt down. Let him finish.
Emotion. What is more emotional than this?
The word.
You cried for a white dude who the people didn't even think you worthy to speak at his funeral. You said you wouldn't cry for your son, but you cried for him. That's not emotion?
Time out. Lies. First and foremost, I did cry when Charlie died, and I could have cut the feed off, and so nobody could ever see me cry.
So I'm just gonna be honest with you. Do I think Officer Tatum was sad when Charlie Kirk died? Probably. But do I think he kept that camera on purpose? Yes, nigga. That was performative. Yes, nigga. Just like Ryan Clark went on his show crying and shit. That's what you was doing, nigga. You cried for the money. You cried for the moolah. You cried for the chicken. You cried for the cho.
But it was an emotional thing. When your friend gets assassinated and his neck blows out and there's blood gushing out of his neck in front of the world, that's traumatic. And he was a good dude. That's why emotions came out. And I was really thinking, the reason I started crying was more about his kids. As soon as I thought about his kid, it just hit me. I thought about his little kids, and it was just sad. He's just a young man in his 30s.
It's understandable.
Getting assassinated. But see, y'all fools crying for low-life drug dealers who get killed by the police. At least Charlie was honorable. At least Charlie was a man of God. At least Charlie was blameless. Charlie didn't cheat on his wife like you cheating on your wife. Okay, let him finish.
Talked the way Benjamin Crump talks.
Just want to blame white folks. And so I go out there because I know that lame Al Sharpton and Mr. I Can't Read Benjamin Crump is just race hustling, y'all.
You talked about how those boys are innocent. You had proof. Now, I don't know whether they're innocent or not. I don't know what happened there. But I know one conversation with a failed football player and a social media influencer is not the predicate. You don't have any toxicology report. You don't have an autopsy report. You talked about black people acting a fool.
Okay, let's get to this. This fool say, I don't know the truth, but you are not a failed dude. I investigated crimes for a living. Okay. And I didn't say they were innocent or guilty. I let them talk, and the evidence that they presented put them in a position where they weren't even there when Nolan died. So what do you think they did? You think they're guilty just because they were his friends? They weren't there. They have video. They have Life 360. They got GPS coordinates. They showed us video of them leaving the island, getting towed out. Testimony from multiple people. They were not there. But you don't care about what happened to Nolan like I do. You just want the white boys to be wrong so it can feed your ego. Roll the clip.
Black people are right to be suspicious of a state.
Officer Tatum, that sounded good, but we know that they said the multiple witnesses that they say seen Nolan at the island is 2 people. Out of thousands, all these thousands of people they said was at the island, they're saying 2 people seen him after the fact. Crazy.
That took 31 years and 3 trials to prosecute and find guilty the murder of Medgar Evers. Black people are right to be suspicious of a state that in 2005 found 215 black people that were dead and buried in a pauper's grave and nobody knew they were there. Black people are right to be suspicious of a state that just killed a 1-year-old boy and nobody's being brought to account about. Black people are right to be suspicious of...
Pause. Roll that back, bro. What did that article say? Roll it back. Play it.
Buried in a pauper's grave and nobody knew they were there. Black people are right to be suspicious of a state that just killed a 1-year-old.
Pause. I can't read because the letters there. It says involved in a fatal shooting of 1-year-old was once accused of Exaggerate. What did it say? Exaggerating threat posed by a car. What's the person up there what's the name above his words? Is that said Does it say Mississippi cop or Mississippi man? Okay. Let's play it.
Oh boy, and nobody's being brought to.
Oh, Mississippi officer. Yeah, you know the funny thing is, bro, and I probably remember this situation. There is no way in the world that the officer just killed a 1-year-old. But this how stupid these Negroes are. You stupid enough to say they just walked and killed a 1-year-old. That's why y'all ain't never gonna.
This the new Jesse Lee Peterson, man. Officer Tatum's the new Jesse Lee Peterson, man. I think he is talking about that case to where that girl was accused of stealing out of the store. And then the baby ended up losing his life.
Don't be nothing, man. And I'm not talking about every black person because there's smart ones like me. I'm talking about you ignorant Negroes. They killed a black kid and the 1-year-old and nobody know about it. You go and look that up. It probably was an officer-involved situation. Matter of fact, look it up for me. 2 things I want y'all to look up for me. How many black people have been murdered by black people in Mississippi in the last 10 years? And then we'll look up some circumstances around this Mississippi officer. And Grant's gonna do that for me, and I'll get back to you guys on the rest of it. Roll the clip.
Black people are right to be suspicious of a state that has been poisoning black people with the water since the 1960s. Black people didn't look for this fight. They want justice. All they want is accountability. And if it's those boys, it should be that. Nobody has a predetermined notion. I don't know what happened. But if you're saying that that Al Sharpton and that Benjamin Crump are on one side, you're certainly on the other. You talk to them for 2 days and now all of a sudden you know if they're guilty. You know if they're innocent. You know that. Your name is...
Time out. I saw video and testimony and GPS, and there y'all see the CETO phone call. All of these things are evidence that they were not there. How do you blame somebody for killing a person when they weren't there when the person died? Nobody's saying nobody guilty, innocent. I don't know what happened. Y'all colored Neanderthals are mad at me.
He's rage baiting, bro. He's rage baiting, bro.
Because I interviewed somebody. And I tried to interview black folks, but they don't want to talk to me. But then I interviewed Tristan, the young black boy, and y'all don't even count him. I guess he's not black enough for y'all. Usually interview white boys. What about the black kid I interviewed?
I ain't gonna lie, Tatum, at this point, we might take Tristan over you, nigga. I'm just gonna say it, that at this point, Officer Tatum, we fuck around take Tristan over you, nigga.
Oh, okay, he don't count. Oh, yeah, I don't want to count him. Okay, because he ain't the right black. He got to be a black man being stupid. All right, let's look at some stats real quick because DL Stewhead Hughley and these other dumb, ignorant Negroes, low vibration Negroes. This is what it says. And how long? What time period is this? 2015 to 2024.
You said I'll take Tatum over this ninja on live. Listen, it don't matter. You probably is exactly where Tatum want to be. Yeah, you are probably exactly where the fuck Tatum wants to be. It's all right.
About a 10-year period, 3,000 to 3,500 black Mississippians were killed by black offenders. This mother said 3 scenarios, didn't he? He make sure that's right. He gave 3 stories of alleged impropriety. That seemed like a high number, but he gave 3 stories of impropriety spanning over, I don't know, 30, 40 years. Just in 10 years, there's 3,000 to 3,500 black people killed by other black people. You tell me what, like when y'all talk about historical context, when you stupid, all that stuff makes sense to you. All that stuff makes sense to you. Yeah. See, historical injustice. But yet, black people kill way more black people than in this injustice y'all talking about. You can't even give me 5 stories in the last 10 years. And we got 3,500 black people that have been killed by other black people. So if you want to play the historical injustice math, it's fair to believe that a black man that's killed could be killed by another black man. How you know the black kids that were out there with Nolan had nothing to do with it?
Now, Officer Tatum's gonna get into this shit. Like, we know that every race unalives their own race more than any other race. White people kill white people more than others. Mexicans kill Mexicans, blacks kill blacks. Like, cut it out. But now he's trying to say that Nolan's black friends killed him. Well, shit. Who was the only other black person out there besides Nolan and Tristan and who? Now, when we think about him saying that Nolan was allegedly using drugs, that's where he's getting the black friend shit. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Statistically, historically, it's more likely that he'll be killed by a black person. Ignorant, y'all Negroes, ignorant. I'm tired of being nice to y'all. I hope I don't get in trouble with certain people, but I'm tired of being nice to y'all. I'm sick of y'all low vibration, ignorant Negroes, and y'all stupid on every level, and disproportionately, black people come across as stupider than anybody else, disproportionately. Why do you say that, Brandon? Because you got somebody like D.L. Hughley worth $10 million and he's still complaining and being racist against white people every day. Why? Why? If there was a white guy on a radio show like D.L.
We can say the same thing about you to black people, man. You got damn probably $10 million here. You gotta, you know what I mean? You're living good over there, and you get on here and talk about niggas every day, all day. You complaining about niggas all day, every day, and you rich as hell.
Hughley in reverse, he be sitting there crying about him. But yet, you get to blame white people with no evidence. All right, come on, let it finish.
Your moniker is Officer Tatum, not Detective Tatum.
Look at this.
You didn't make your way to detective.
Pause. Hey, Stewhead, officers do investigations. I don't know if you understand how police work, but just because you're not doing detective work full time don't mean you're not an investigator. I still had to conduct investigations. I still had to write case reports. I still had to interview people and get to the bottom of murders. I just didn't do the forensic side of it. But as far as talking to murderers, getting written statements from them, I still had to do it. I still have to testify in court on my involvement. I still had to chase them down. I still had to put my hands on them. I still had to use force on them. I wrote thousands of case reports. They're called investigations. DL, what are you saying? Detective work and police work is just a slight step in full-time detective work and no patrol work. That's the only difference. Well, I can say that's the major difference. Me being a detective or not is irrelevant to understanding how to investigate crimes. Roll the clip.
An influencer who says what white people want you to say. And don't you find it interesting that they chose to speak to you, and they chose to speak to you for the same reason that you're a conservative, for the same reason Turning Point did, because you're safe. They know you're a black man who'll do what he's told. You're an unremarkable black man who they know they can count on to be obedient. They pick you for the same reason they pick dogs. What is very interesting to me is this is Nancy Grace.
I left to believe that he goes out swimming all on his own, and the friend girl leaves, the mates from school leave, everybody just leaves him out in the water, and he...
Chad, who do y'all think is in the wrong here? Is it Officer Tatum or D.L. Hughley? Who is in the wrong here? Double tap that screen, shut a live out. We're 18 subscribers away from 49,900, Chad. Let's get 18 quick subscribers. We go live every single night over here talking politics, current events, and entertainment at 10 p.m. Central Time. 10 p.m. Central Time.
Dies.
Now, Nancy Grace is a career prosecutor. She has tried 100 felony trials, 100, and not lost one. And she thinks that's something suspicious.
Pause. You ignorant Negro, Neanderthal, Neanderthal. I'll call you. You have no idea that I was on Nancy Grace's show today, going over this very topic. And won't you tune in and see what Nancy Grace had to say about what I said on her show? Nancy Grace isn't saying conclusively that, and this is Nancy Grace saying things without context and evidence. She said, she actually said, Nancy Grace said she hope I'm right. But you Negroes can't wait to find a white person to disprove me. Talk about white people bad, but you want to find the first one you find white person. Now, I'll respect to Nancy Grace, but I went on her show and I gave context. Nancy Grace's statements that you played was from before she had any context about what happened. To say that the girl and all the friends left him on the island and he died, that's without context. Because he wasn't on a secluded island by himself. Okay. Let him finish. It's 2 more minutes.
But the social media influencer who failed at football and was a mediocre cop all of a sudden.
Hey, chat, don't come in here typing in all caps. My mind's going to get you up out of here. Straight up. Don't come in here being rude, typing in all caps, hogging up the chat. If you want to get your chat seen, you can send a super chat in, send some gifts, cash app, whatever, man. But don't come in here typing in all caps. Respectfully. Subscribe to the channel. Double tap the screen. A lot of y'all coming here typing in all caps ain't even hit the damn like button, but want to give an opinion in all caps. Crazy.
All of a sudden knows more than that. I don't know what happened. You don't know what happened. But I do know this. You said that a young woman with a pot of water acted so suspiciously.
What's up,
That she should be shot by cops.
I think that this is justified, but it could have been avoided, but still justified. You can't throw boiling water on a police officer and not get shot.
But you don't think people that were on a boat with somebody in proximity to somebody and that person come to that dig acting so suspicious that they should be questioned?
Hold on. They were questioned, Stewhead. They talked to the police. This is why y'all ain't never gonna make it in life, man. This is why these people ain't never gonna make it, bro.
Thank you, Mr. Grizzly.
Like, the only reason I don't totally think black people are completely a lost cause because I grew up around black people.
Hey, Deborah. Now look at him trying to clean it up. I don't think black people are totally a lost cause. You was just talking about you are no longer part of the black community, nigga.
But you don't think people that were on a boat with somebody in proximity to somebody and that person come to that dig acting so suspicious that they should be questioned?
Hold on. They were questioned, Stewhead. They talked to the police. This is why y'all ain't never gonna make it in life, man. This is why these people ain't never gonna make it, bro.
This nigga DL Hughley up 10 million. He talking about this is why these people never gonna make it in life. This nigga up 10 million.
Like, the only reason I don't totally think black people are completely a lost cause because I grew up around black people. I got black people in my family whom I love. So I have experience with black people who are not completely retarded. But when you look at...
Listen, man. Motherfuckers can work for $20 an hour for 40 fucking years and they'll just be cracking $1 million. They won't see $2 million. And he talking about that's why he'll never, and this nigga's worth 10. Motherfuckers work 40 years and never see $2 million. Nowhere close. It's crazy.
These people, and I see why white people are sick of y'all. Because if you ain't never met reasonable black people, and you listen to these fools all day, you gotta think black people has gotta be the dumbest people on planet Earth. You have to be biased looking at the stupidity. You got, you think a woman who throwing a hot boiling water on somebody should get shot. That's called deadly force. I don't think she should get shot because she black.
What's up, Reginald?
I think she gets shot because it's according to the law, if you're in fear of serious bodily injury or death, which boiling water can cause, then a cop can shoot you. And the only reason this cop got in trouble because he white. And they want to make an example out of this cop. And he was a stewhead by the stuff he said before he ended up having the shooter, which put him in a position where they will argue that he instigated it. But she threw boiling water at the cops. Go throw boiling water at cops today and see if you don't get smoked and they let you off. And they let the cop off. Let a black cop shoot you after you throw boiling water on him. He ain't going to jail. I don't understand these people, man. They at least should be investigated. Then can you do any research, man? Can you do any level of work? They clearly already got interviewed. The police interviewed 60 people.
I think I remember that case. Wasn't she casting dude out like a demon? Like, wasn't she calling him a demon and like and casting him out, and then he just shot her ass? She had that water in her hand. Is that the case he's talking about?
All right, super chat. Captain Jax. As a cop for 26 years, I work homicide, officers involved shootings, and all other. I watch your interviews. The boys were truthful. A truthful person conveys truthfulness. A guilty person tries to convince you they are truthful. And look, you can say the person biased because they were a cop for 20-some years, but I know the truth. I know my intentions. And some of you guys, some of you guys care, which I'll share with you. Some of y'all don't care if Jesus Christ.
And that's why I said yesterday, chat, who all was in here last night? Remember when I said when Officer Tatum go home, it's some of his family members that ain't feeling that shit, and he be like, "Oh man, I just be saying that. I'm getting, I gotta get the chicken." He just said, shit, the reason I ain't got no hope, the lost hope for the black community is because, shit, I grew up, yeah, we know, nigga. We know. Motherfucker, we know.
Tell you that everything was kosher, and you'll still be mad. But we went out there, we got approached by them. We went out there to just hear their side of the story. We went out there with no promise of an interview. That we didn't settle on an interview. Some of them were still apprehensive to even talk to us. We had to be vetted. And when I say vetted, meaning that we talk.
I don't know if Officer Tatum got bullied growing up. Didn't he say he was cripping? He got a members only video over there. I ain't paid for no membership. But he got a video over there talking about when he was gangbanging, man. He say from Fort Worth he was cripping. Big C's.
Talked to them on the phone. We talked to lawyers and everything. Not about the case. They didn't want to talk about the case. They want to see, is Brandon Tatum really who he say he is?
I wonder, was he cripping with Charleston White? She had a fight with a worker at a mental hospital, just happened to be the cop's girlfriend. He just happened to be conveniently patrolling her neighborhood the next day. Yeah, I do remember that, Lala. I do remember that. They said that. But yeah, it's crazy.
Does this man have integrity?
You said he's no Crip. I'll hold the fuck on. He's no Crip. What do you mean he wasn't no Crip? Yeah, he was. Yes, the fuck he was. Nigga said he was from Eastwood. Nigga said he was from Eastwood and Fort Worth, man. Nigga was cripping. I think that's where Goyeo and them from, man. Quit, stop it. Stop it, man. That nigga was cripping, bro. He told us he was cripping. I didn't make that shit up. He told us he was cripping. And nigga, bro, all right, hold on, bro. Y'all got me fucked up, bro. Hold on. He not cripping. Y'all died. Hold on. Nigga said he was cripping, bro. I watched the video, bro. Boom. All right, hold on. I'm finna pull this shit back up, but y'all got me fucked up. It's in his members only. Oh, he took this shit down? It's no way he took it down, bro. It's no way he took it down, bro. Bro, he had a members only video with him with a blue do-rag on, and this said, "Was I in the gang?" And it was right after the nigga said he was crippin', bro. He took that shit down. He probably didn't take it down. I just can't find it right now. Hold on.
Is this man gonna come and be fair? That's before we even went out there. Then we get out there and we like, well, let's see what we can find. And they end up sharing information with us. And then two kids ended up doing the interview. The other kids didn't do the interview. So it ain't like they want to solicit Officer Tatum to come out here and...
Nah, hell nah, he didn't take that shit down. There it go right there. What is that? What the hell is that? That shit say Hood Rat Tatum. And it says, "Was I in a gang? Post show clarity, man." I'm telling you, man. He told us he was crippin'. I didn't make this shit up. He told us he was crippin'.
Do these interviews because he was chucking and jiving for the white man. Then why the other kids didn't do an interview? And I know why they didn't do an interview, because they were afraid that stew heads like him will take one thing they said, twist it out of context, and then frame a whole thing about them and making the situation worse when they didn't even say that. All right, play this and I'm done. I got to get a haircut. Roll it.
That's who you are. Debate you for what? What you are is what the people before you, you're Diamond and Silk, you're Candace Owens, you're Stacey Dash, you're that. And your career will age like avocados, because that's what they do. There'll be somebody else that replaces you. I've been around for 40 years doing what I do, and you still know my name. You know how I got to know yours? Somebody sent me a coon alert. They said, and you fit the bill. I don't know.
Now y'all mad. Now y'all mad. Y'all gotta acknowledge Officer Tatum is a nigga. Now y'all mad. Now I'm making it up. He got a fucking members only video talking about was I in a gang post show clarity. He got the blue fucking bandana on his head in the video. I haven't even watched this video. I just remember him talking about it on one stream. He said he was a Crip. He was from Eastwood. He even threw up the big C, didn't he, Lala? I said, damn, the nigga threw up the big C like, oh, he's fucking gangbanging. I did not say that, Lala, when we watched the video. We watched it over here. Nigga, how the fuck do I know what hood he from? I don't know this nigga. I'm not from Fort Worth. How the fuck do I know what hood he from?
Who you are, but I know what you are. I know what you do because I've seen people like you in my entire life. You can assail my career, but my career is longer than your life. You mentioned my name, and I have no idea who you are.
Because you're older than me. DL, you've been doing it for 40 years. I'm not even 40.
You said, I love it. You keep cooking your brains on your smoke, you asshole. Look at how mad they are, bro. They mad, bro. Now you just found out your favorite YouTuber is crippin'. And now you a little mad. It's all right. He cleaned his act up. He's not that anymore, okay? It's all right. Chill the fuck out, man. You don't gotta lose your shit.
I hope that I know your name if you've been doing it for 40 years. What are you saying, bro? But anyway.
Damn, they didn't get this mad when Ocho Cinco said me and Obama was GD. Y'all don't remember when Ocho Cinco said that shit on Club Shay Shay? He said, yeah, I was GD with Obama. Me and Obama was GD. You know, y'all don't remember when Ocho Cinco said that? Y'all wasn't that mad at Obama, but Officer Tatum, oh my God. Oh my God.
Go ahead, roll it.
But I do know this, that one day when all of this is done, and it'll be after the next election cycle, when people are wondering who you are, when you go the way of the Larry Elders, or the Sheriff Clarks, or the Candace Owens, or the Diamond and Silks, or the Stacey Dash.
That fool got 4 people in his arsenal. First of all, Candace Owens, whether you like her or not, have the biggest show on the internet. She's go by the wayside. She got 100,000 plus people watching her live every day. And what are you talking about, bro? Larry Elder still have one of the biggest shows on Salem radio. wrote more books than you have done hit comedy shows. Man,
Top Cat said, "What up?" Nah, shit. Top Cat, they mad, man. They upset, man. They calling me a liar, saying I'm making shit up. This nigga told us he was cripping, bro. He told us he was cripping, and shit. It is what it is. Everybody has a past, but they don't want to accept his past. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And then now they telling me I'm making it up, and I'm sitting here like, how the fuck I know what hood he from? If I'm making this shit up, how the fuck I know what hood he from? I don't know this nigga. I didn't grow up with this nigga.
Look, man, let me say this to the audience, y'all, and thank all of y'all for watching. I appreciate y'all. Let me say this, man. I wish that there was a day that we all could get along.
And that's all I'm saying. If he didn't get on here and just kick in the backs of niggas all day, it wouldn't be that much of a problem. If he had equal smoke for everybody, there's certain communities that he just won't touch because he'll lose his audience. You know, they not going for that shit. It is what it is. That's my problem with him. His testimony, what he is, what he used to be, shit, everybody has a past, like I said. It is what it is. But this nigga right here, he know what the fuck he doing. That's why I said, didn't you tell us you was crippin', nigga? Didn't you tell us you was from this hood, nigga? So how are you just gonna say it? What really pissed me off was when he said that black baby, the one that they were just talking about in Mississippi, he said that baby was better off dead. He said the baby was better off in heaven than being raised by that woman. Because the woman was gonna raise her to be a thief and all of this shit. A baby just fucking died. The baby wasn't even dead 2 days, and he talking about the baby's better off dead. And I'm like, and he just talking about black people this and black people that. And I'm like, damn, nigga, didn't you just tell us you was crippin' from Eastwood? Like, you don't have nothing. The baby's better off fucking dead. That's crazy.
I'm not doing anything wrong to black people. It's just some of y'all Negroes don't want to hear criticism. Y'all will be just fine if I never mention anything about black people killing each other every day. Just for y'all love me. While we're laying dead in the street, you love me because I'm not pointing it out. Homeboy got 6 baby mamas, don't take care of none of his kids, and you mad at me for pointing it out, but you're not mad at him.
You said better off in heaven. Well, shit, better off dead. Shit, the baby's in heaven, the baby's dead. Don't even get a baby a chance. Long, fruitful life. You want your kids to fucking live a fruitful life, don't you? What if he would have said it about your kids? What if he would have said it about your kid? Didn't know the situation, just somewhere else, far off. You don't know what the fuck you got going on. And your child ended up dying. And he said some shit like this. Well, you know what? That bitch wasn't watching her kid. The baby better off in heaven anyway. You would be mad as a motherfucker. You would be ready to take him to court. Straight up. Cut it out.
For not taking care of his kids. You mad at me for telling that a brother need to stop pulling guns on police officers. You're not mad at the brother for doing that. You mad at me for talking about him doing it. Have y'all ever realized that? These Neanderthals are mad at me for pointing things out.
No respect for the baby. That's what I'm saying. Y'all ain't talking about he ain't wrong and this and that. Like, where's the respect for the baby? Like, damn, unfortunately, this child lost his life. Unfortunately, this child will never be fruitful in life. See, it don't matter to y'all because it's a black baby. Cut it out. Cut it out. It don't fucking matter to y'all. It's true. It is what it is. Fuck it.
They're not mad at the people who are doing the wrong. They mad at me for being a cop, patrolling my own community. But they not mad at these brothers killing each other every day. I ain't seen D.L. Hughley complain one time about, like, tell me this, which one is worse? Brandon Tatum giving political commentary, and I call everybody out. Y'all sensitive Negroes get mad when they black. I talk trash about white people all the time. But for some reason, you Fabergé eggs of society can't handle criticism, and so you mad and want to kill me because I'm just pointing out the obvious.
Yeah, that's crazy. I hope everybody in here that took that stance that said that baby better off in heaven, I hope y'all don't got nobody fucked up in y'all family. I hope y'all don't got anybody in y'all family that's going through it. I just hope y'all don't, because by y'all standards, the baby better off in heaven. Fuck it. They can't provide for them. They going through something. The baby better off in heaven. But you know what I mean? By y'all standards, I hope y'all take care of every fucking person in your family. All of them. Crazy. Y'all crazy as hell. Double tap the screen, shut a live out. Nolan's family went on Newsmax with Cuomo and spoke about not Tristan. Talking about they don't know who the fuck Tristan is.
With the autopsy results inconclusive.
Now, before we get into this chat, we're 6 subscribers away from the next sub goal. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Also hit the like button on your way in. Now, they're saying that they don't know Tristan. Now, I'm saying this, that they probably don't know Tristan. But that don't mean Tristan and Nolan wasn't cool. Now, was Nolan and Tristan best friends? I don't know. But I know that it was some people I hung out with in high school that if you ask my parents about them, they wouldn't know who the fuck they was. And it was supposed to be that way. My parents didn't need to know who the fuck they was at that time, in my mind.
Rumors continue to swirl around the death of Nolan Wells, the 18-year-old who was found dead after boating with his friends on 4th of July weekend. Wells' parents and their attorney, Ben Crump, spoke with Chris Cuomo earlier tonight, and Nolan's mother said there's only one question she wants answered. Watch.
At the end of the day, we would want what any parent would want, which is answers to find out what happened.
You said I sound stupid. So your parents knew everybody you hung out with in high school. Those parties you used to go to, such and such was throwing the biggest party of the, your parents knew all of that shit, right? Your parents knew every person you hung out with. I had some friends in high school, man, they used to pull up to my crib and try to pick me up, and my mama used to wave them on like, nah, y'all ass ain't picking him up. Keep going. You don't even need to be hanging with y'all. Come on. Keep it real. Cut that shit out.
They also listened to part of an interview that Brandon Tatum did with one of Nolan's friends, and here's how Nolan's stepfather responded to it.
You heard that kid Trace in the interview say that he was friends with Nolan and that you guys would know him. Do you know him? Do you recognize him?
No, I don't. Just because you park your vehicle in someone's yard doesn't mean that they have to know you. Sounds more to me like he's more focused on getting people to know him and getting away from the fact that his so-called best friend is not here anymore.
Brandon Tatum is the host of the Officer Tatum Show, and like I just mentioned, he spoke with some of Nolan's friends. He joins us.
See, this is what y'all fail to realize. It's not that I just don't trust white people. I don't trust any fucking body. You get what I'm saying? If any situation looks a little fucked up, a little like something could go on, hey, man, I'm going to tell my kids and my motherfucking self, man, I don't trust y'all motherfuckers. I don't. I'm sorry. Wish I could. Maybe one day. Probably not. Straight up. Fuck.
Now, Brandon, thank you for being here. So first, just your reaction to Nolan's stepfather saying he doesn't recognize his friend Trace, who you interviewed, basically alleging that you didn't know him very well at all, if at all.
It's slightly disappointing. I mean, I don't know these people, to be honest. I don't know who's really friends or not. I'm just going off of what Tristan told me. But Tristan did share pictures of him with Nolan at prom. He told me he not only just parked the car outside, he had been over Nolan's house multiple times, and he also gave Nolan a ride to school on multiple occasions. So it's very confusing. I don't know why a young man would say that he's friends and literally be.
Hell, maybe, listen, man, I don't know the dynamic, but I just know that shit. Some people have situations to where you got a friend, y'all can't go nowhere without each other. Your parents only let you leave the house and go out with this one friend because that's the responsible friend. Then you got other friends that you sneak off with and shit. I don't know. Hell, they was in high school. Shit, maybe they was. Nah, I don't know. I'm not gonna put nothing on them. I don't know.
Emotional when he talked about Nolan. I mean, he literally cried and teared up off camera. And I felt like it was very genuine. And for the parents to say that they don't know him at all and won't even consider the fact that he believed he was friends with Nolan, it's very shocking to me. And I don't know if they're being genuine because you don't always know your children's friends.
Right.
Or are they still trying to hold on to this agenda that no one who disagrees with the narrative of racism can possibly be associated with them because it destroys their money?
Right, you got friends, but then you got best friends, but then you got childhood friends, right? So all three of those things are different. I could have a best friend that we could just be rocking out for a minute, but that don't mean that that's my childhood friend. My childhood friend is always gonna have that place. Like, you always my childhood friend, but we might not be cool right now. But you still my childhood friend and we share that bond. You know, like shit get to going on.
Well, I'm not saying the parents' money grift, but Benjamin Crump's money grift.
Yeah, I mean, we heard from Nolan's parents and, of course, his mother. Any parent would want to know what happened, and she expressed that. But there are motives with Ben Crump and his history. There are lawsuits now suing his friends and social media companies fueled by Ben Crump. Do you think that he's helping this family or hurting them in their quest for answers?
Well, Katie, I think he's destroying the reputation of this.
Like, I got some friends like that I knew him as a child, but we didn't get cool till high school. Why am I damn lagging? Why am I lagging, bro? Hold on, chat. But yeah, I got some friends. Let me all right, chat. But yeah, I got some friends that we were cool. We weren't cool in elementary. I knew them in elementary, but we didn't become friends until high school. And when we became friends, like, we were tight. Like, we rocked out, 2-3 summers, you know what I'm saying, together. And then he passed away. Would I consider him a best friend? Yeah, I definitely would. We knew each other in childhood like shit, but we just didn't get cool until shit later on in life. And we rocked out like 3 summers straight.
His family and also hurting this investigation. The fact that he put out the autopsy prematurely when law enforcement didn't even put out the autopsy is it can convolute.
Yeah, he passed away in a car wreck too, Chad. It was really unfortunate, man. He passed away in a car wreck.
The investigation, because now when you interview witnesses, you don't know if they are saying things because they saw it on television or have they genuinely had an experience only they would have if they were actually there at the scene. And then also, I want to believe his mother. I don't have any reason necessarily, because I don't know her personally, to believe that she would just lie.
Yeah, they say the toxicology report is back, but it's not out yet. I think all of those findings have to go what the hell am I lagging? All of those findings they have to go through first. So we're not gonna get the information. We're not gonna get the information just yet. But the toxicology report is well, the autopsy is finished. So that means the toxicology report is back. All right. I had to reset my damn camera.
But when I look at the facts, why wouldn't she communicate with with Warren and their family? They showed me text messages, they showed me phone calls where they called and reached out to her. And if I personally want to know what happened to my child, the first person I'm going to talk to is the people who last saw him alive. I don't understand why they take the position of saying it's us versus y'all. And now you want to subpoena phones and do things like that, which are going to take, I don't know, months
That's what I'm saying, Matrix. You said last night allegations were there was a blow party out there. And now that's why Officer Tatum is saying how you know it couldn't have been his black friends. Because they're trying to frame that narrative. I'm telling y'all, watch them say that it was some dirty blow out there. Some blow that was supposed to be blow, but it was something else. And he's trying to say the niggas was selling it. I can see this play from a mile away. Yeah, I can see this from a mile away.
For it to come out. And they may not even be granted. I mean, you got to think Nolan was an adult. He wasn't a kid. So some of these social media platforms may not even grant them access to his account if they don't have somewhat of a legal search warrant. So I just wish that they would have come together as a community and got to the bottom of this, got information, and then shared it to the public instead of, making it a divisive thing up front.
Yeah. Brandon, we're still waiting on the toxicology report, but from interviews with Nolan's friends, we do know that drinking heavily was involved and that Nolan Wells was drinking. And you have on good authority that drugs potentially could have been involved as well. You also visited the island. Just what are your takeaways from what we know about the conditions there and the status of the investigation?
Well, at this point, and I always encourage people to wait until the full investigation is out before you make a conclusion or a determination of whether somebody's guilty or not. Going out to Horn Island was very revealing to me because
you said people don't OD on blow. I know, that's why I'm saying they're going to try to say it was dirty. They're going to try to say it was some dirty blow. Watch.
Initial statements from people who are talking about this, especially the Nolan Wells family, that they were acting as if they just dropped Nolan off at an abandoned island where no one was around to watch him get murdered or something. And then now you go and look at it, you go, well, no, there was tons of people there. That gives me encouragement that somebody saw what happens, but it also proves in many ways that they didn't just abandon him as if he was a little kid on the island by himself. So seeing the island go in there gave me a pretty good understanding about what happened.
Well, certainly injecting race, and we don't have all the facts either, is not helpful. And we will continue to watch this. Brandon Tatum, thank you for joining us tonight. We appreciate your accounting of it.
Okay, thank you for having me on.
Good to see you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our News Nation app right now on your phone, and you will get facts.
Damn. All right, chat. Everyone hit the like button. We just hit 49,900 subscribers. Thank you for 49,900. Let's hit 50K on tonight. I want y'all to hit 50K with me. So double tap that screen so we get the algorithm. We finna get into the Nancy Mace episode, man. Nancy Grace, I mean. My bad. I butchered her name. I'm tripping.
Bombshell tonight. Nolan Wells audio distress call. Is it real? Good evening. I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. I want to thank you for being with us.
Everyone in the background is saying, is he dead? Nolan, wake the up.
Claiming they're sinking and calling for help. And yet in the background, are we really hearing all of this other activity?
Nobody has ever, none of the kids on this boat have ever admitted that anybody said that they thought Nolan was dead.
Detail assistance, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the water coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Ankles?
Hello? Hey.
Yes. How far is the water coming up, sir?
It's coming up. We're just sinking. I don't know. Like we're going down.
How far is the water coming up, sir? All right. Well, let's get you going. Membership number or phone number listed on the account, sir.
I don't know the phone number. It's.
So now they're trying to question the 911 call. The title of this video is Nolan Wells bombshell audio distress call. Is it real? So now they're questioning the if this is a valid distress call. Do y'all think this call is real, chat? Yes or no in the chat. Is this call real? Real or not real in the chat? Is this a real distress call? Everyone hit the like button. Double tap the screen. We're also 25 subscribers away from the next sub goal. We go live at 10 p.m. Central Time. Talking politics, current events, and entertainment. Please subscribe to the channel.
I think it's try that.
All right.
I know we have a membership like guaranteed. I don't
All
have
right.
the tag
Unless
on
you
here.
have a
It got ripped
membership
off.
number or anything, it's okay. I'll get you over to the captain. What's the best phone number to reach you at?
Reach me at
You are hearing the audio distress call from the boat. That is the boat on which Nolan Wells went to Horn Island. Now, there have been a lot of different accounts about whether he was on the boat when he came back from Horn Island, when he was supposed to come back from Horn Island. He never came back from Horn Island. And you can clearly hear on that version, which we obtained from the Mississippi Department of Marine Research. They released it. It's not something off TikTok or Insta. And that's what you hear. Let me hear 184 one more time, please.
Detail assistant.
So I heard, is he dead? And it didn't sound like no. So, I don't know. A lot of people are trying to say it. They're saying it's dead, talking about the bilge and saying no way and not Nolan. I don't know. Let's hear it. I for sure didn't hear nothing. I heard he's dead. I didn't hear nothing about it's dead.
One more time, please.
Detail assistant. Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the West.
It did kind of sound like no, don't die. Nolan don't die. Oh shit. Let me listen to it without reading the words, chat. I gotta listen to this without looking at the words.
One more time, please.
Detail assistant. Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the water coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Ankles?
What'd
Hello?
you say? Hey.
Yes. How far is the water coming up, sir?
It's coming up. We're just sinking. I don't know. Like we're going down now.
Dave Mack, Crime Stories investigative reporter. What are we hearing?
Nancy, this is the audio call from the boat that Nolan Wells took out to Horn Island. And the boat is attempting to leave Horn Island because the boat is taking on water. What we are hearing is the call from the boat to the group they have.
Cito, let me help you. Let me help you. Reminder, Dave Mack, we've only got 1 hour to cover a lot of territory. That is the Cito call where the Grand...
Oh, Nancy popping it on him. She talking shit. Like, hey, look, we only got an hour. You got to get this shit together, man. So why are you not prepared? Nancy really popping shit. Hit the like button, chat. We're 15 subscribers away from the next sub goal. Everyone double tap that screen, sit up in your beds. If you need to go use the bathroom or get some water, hurry up, man. But we got to get the likes up in here.
Grandson of the boat owner thinks that they're taking on water. Joining me right now, special guest Brandon Tatum. He is a former police officer with Tucson PD, and he is a star of The Officer Tatum on YouTube. He has interviewed Nolan's friends. Now, we're about to bring on two experts, each one taking a different viewpoint on that call. But, Officer Tatum, thank you for being with us tonight.
She got Tatum back to
No
back.
matter what you say, just know you're going to get hate mail. Doesn't matter what you say. If the angel Gabriel came down right now and spoke on this case, he would get hate mail. That said, what do you make of that audio, officer?
Well, Nancy, thank you so much for having me on. If you put the audio within context, it is a impossibility unless these people are prophesying that somehow they're saying Nolan's name or projecting that Nolan is somehow injured, hurt, or killed, because we have witnesses that have come out. When I interviewed Warren, a lot of those kids that I talked to already alluded to this way before the audio came out, that they were gone. And people had already saw Nolan after they had left. The young lady, Katie, that he was hanging out with. I saw a text message from her alluding to the fact that she never saw him get on that boat at all. We have video of the boat that we shared on our social media page, and it shows all the occupants on the boat, and Nolan was not there. And so if a person thinks that they've heard something on...
Did she say she didn't see him get on the boat, or did she allude to it? No, I don't know.
The audio, they have to compare it with context. Maybe they said, is it dead, talking about items that could potentially have died or damaged on the boat, given the fact that they were sinking. So I think people need to put this in context and reevaluate what they're listening to on the video, because if you are going to make a staunch stance in the wrong direction, in my opinion, by saying they're obviously talking about Nolan, it is incredibly impossible. One more thing, real quick, that when you look at where they were at when they made the phone call and their GPS coordinates, it literally put them on the island. And we know, and not on the physical island, but really close proximity to the island. And we know, because we have another video of Nolan being out there and also all the other boats surrounding him, that this would have had to happen very near to hundreds of people in hundreds of different boats. So somebody would have seen something if there was a dramatic commotion like this occurring on that boat.
Well, I mean, damn, Officer Tatum, we had to wait 3 weeks to hear the shit. If 20 people got turned in about the damn alleged blow shit, we didn't get that for 3 weeks. What else aren't we getting? Didn't nobody see nobody passing out blow till 3 weeks later, right? Until Nolan's mom subpoenaed the damn phone. Till the autopsy is about ready. Now we hear about this alleged blow being used 3 weeks later. Where the fuck was that at for 3 weeks? Shit happened on the 4th of July. Nigga, it's the 30th.
I hear what you're saying, Officer Brandon Tatum. That last part that you said, that there were hundreds of people around and they would have seen what happened, that part, I disagree with that. John Mobley joining us, veteran trial lawyer out of South Carolina. John, take off your defense hat one moment and let's address.
Hey, Chad, I know a lot of y'all forgot to hit the like button on your way in right now. Take that time and hit the like button for me. Also, we're 25 subscribers away from the next sub goal. If you're a first timer in here, be sure to let my mods know that you're a first timer, and they'll show you some love.
That statement. Do I have to say Tupac? That just comes off the top of my head. Crimes happen all the time.
What does Tupac got to do with this, Nancy? Like, people try to be like culturally fucking relatable and shit, and it just doesn't hit. It just doesn't hit. Like, what the fuck does Tupac got to do with this shit?
In a crowded area, and nobody sees anything. Either they say they didn't see anything, or they really didn't see anything, because it all blends in, right? It all blends in. I've had a little boy thrown off the 3rd level of the Mall of America almost to his death. He did die and he was brought back to life. Nobody saw what happened. A guy threw him over. People were all over the mall. The food court was crowded. Nobody saw. I had like 2 witnesses. So I think part of it is, Mobley, you don't expect to see something, and so your mind is not interpreting, it's not intercepting what you're physically seeing. And again, we don't know what happened. We don't know why Nolan Wells.
She said threw a baby off the 3rd story at the Mall of America and nobody seen it. Now that's crazy. That is crazy. Chat, did anybody know about that story? I've never heard about that one. Did y'all hear about that? Hit the like button, chat. Mods, be sure to make sure all the first timers feel welcome.
Has a red mark on the back of his occipital. We don't know. Was he hit? Did he fall? Then fall off a boat? It could have been any number of things. Some nefarious, some an accident, some negligent. My point is, just because there's a lot of people around, that does not guarantee you witnesses, Mobley. You know that better than anybody with all the cases you've tried.
Well, Nancy, I got to call it like I see it. I think there are 2 things I want to say to address that. The first part, I would agree with you that, yes, a lot of people can be around and they can notice something, and something can happen rather, and people not see it. However, I think the way that the human mind works, we would all agree, is we perceive things all the time, okay? And we may perceive something that at the time we perceive it, it is not deemed significant. However, in this case, I do believe that if someone did see something that they didn't pay particular attention to involving Nolan Wells, once all of this has come out, the way the mind works is it'll trigger what they saw before, because now it becomes significant. Okay, so I do agree that people can perceive things and not pay attention to them, but when something significant happens later, sort of like being robbed, you're not paying attention what everybody's wearing, but if that when somebody robs you and later on you have to recall what that person was wearing, what they looked like, you can recall it because it's important at that point. But at the time they perceived it, it was not.
All right, chat, if y'all had to pick someone to investigate a case for you, would you pick Candace or Nancy? If y'all had to choose one to go on a mission for you, investigating some, who you gonna give your money to, Candace or Nancy? Double tap the screen, chat. We're also 25 subscribers away from the next sub goal. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying the content and like the video on your way in.
Not important. So that's what I want to make sure I discuss. And I do want to address, you talk about the red mark on the back of his head. I mean, I think that is a red herring. That's something that everybody kind of latched onto because they're so desperate for any information that might be related to the cause of his death. But even the own pathologist that conducted the autopsy did not
put him up. Mobley, are you a medical doctor? Yes, no.
I know how to examine forensic evidence based on the countless homicides that I've tried.
Not hearing, yes, no. You're not a medical doctor.
I'm a juris doctor.
Are you a medical examiner?
I am not.
No. Put up the back diagram, the back of the head of Nolan Wells from the second autopsy right now. You know what? I give it to you, Mobley. You're a great trial lawyer. A medical examiner, you ain't. And I don't know why you're saying people are latching onto this, grabbing at straws. I'm looking right at it, man. Should I believe you or my lying eyes? I am looking at the second autopsy. And I have questioned multiple actual medical examiners, actual doctors that say that means something. Put him up again.
Blunt force trauma is what they're saying it means. They're saying that most likely it could be either hyperextended neck or blunt force trauma.
In what world would the first medical examiner remove Nolan's throat if it did not have something probative about it, something that proves something? Did they remove his toe? No. His elbow? No. His eyeball? His nose? No. They took his throat. Do not tell me that a medical doctor, which you are not, took a throat out of this young man because it, means nothing? And then, you know what? I can't even hear you. Straight out to Joe Scott Morgan joining us, professor of forensics, death investigator. That second doctor did not highlight that in red for nothing. That doctor is not grabbing at straws, as Mobley said. I don't know why he's saying that.
No, you're right. He has purpose. We have purpose in everything that we do in the medical legal world. And so when you see see this highlighted area. It's unique in the way he has diagrammed it here. He even demonstrates it that it has almost like margins to it. And, that's what has left a big question for us, because it's not like it's diffuse all over the place where you've got these kind of spotty alignments. He's got a margin. It almost looks like a rectangle, doesn't it? Well, when we begin to see things like that, we think about patterns. And that's some of the questions that have yet to be answered. But what he does say in his relative to the second examination is that he did a multi-layered dissection. Now, this area had not been dissected by the ME's office in Mississippi. So what he's doing is he's going layer by layer. We're talking about the skin. We're talking about the subcu fat. We're talking about the musculature that's under there. And yes, there is musculature under there. And what his conclusion is, Nancy, is that there's significant decomposition at this point in time. So he cannot make a determination about these markings one way or another. He needs more information. And admittedly, in this second autopsy, he says this is pending investigation. And that's key here.
Okay.
Now the autopsy done. We know how tight-knit this community is down here. So if the autopsy has been announced that it was done today, we can pretty much guarantee that they knew at least by yesterday or probably earlier this week that the autopsy was getting wrapped up. We can damn near bet our bottom dollar on that. Then now we got a $50K reward out for information. If nothing happened, if it was just nothing, what's up with this 50 ball? I mean, thanks.
Scott Morgan.
Yes.
He, the first medical examiner, removed the throat.
Yes.
No other part of the body, except for the lungs, removed the throat and the lungs. We know why he took the lungs. I don't have to be a death investigator like yourself with 10,000 death investigations under my belt to know why he took the lungs, to see if Nolan drowned. But the fact that someone has a lungs full of water does not tell me how they got in the water. Did he fall? Was he hit? Was he held under? Was it an accident? Did you see that video? Pull it up if you can, control room, of all those ships, all those boats out there. If he was between one of those boats, lost his footing, went under, got the riptide, no one may have noticed. All right? No one may have noticed. Look at all that. And there were apparently 300 or so people out there. This is just a tiny microcosm. It's July the 4th. Everybody's at Horn Island having a good time. So it could be any number of ways he landed under the water. But my point is, that's why they took the lungs. Why? The throat.
So was it a few hundred people out there or was it 1,000 plus people out there? Was it a few hundred or was it 1,000 plus? Because we're getting conflicting stories.
Well, because the throat and the throat areas you're referring to it as, it's actually the organs of the neck. We're talking about the larynx, the pharynx, our windpipe, essentially, and everything else that's connected therein. That's the conveyance to get into the lungs. So one of the things, what they're looking at here, Nancy, to put it very bluntly, is they're looking for any possibility that his breathing could have been compromised. Well, how is that compromised? Well, when you begin to think about, if you put your hand in the midline of your throat, right here, okay, you begin to think about the trachea, which is encompassed right here. Was it compromised in any way? Are there any focal areas of hemorrhage? Has it been crushed? You would go up into the neck. I suspect that the tongue was probably removed as well. You're going to look at the hyoid, which, did not accompany the body. But all of this has been retained. There's nothing abnormal about the state retaining the organs of the neck. This happens very, very frequently in cases like this because they want to be able to go back and examine it. And also for the future, they either want to get a consult on it or it has evidentiary probative value here moving forward with any kind of case in the future.
Hi guys, Nancy Grace here. If you are a homeowner, % for
Working, we're sinking. Best tip of horn.
www.americanfinancing.net/Nancy. Average savings are based on borrowers who save over $199.99.
We're just sinking. I don't know. Like we're going down now.
All right, well, let's get you going. Membership number or phone number listed on the account, sir.
I don't know the phone number.
It's like, damn, chat, at this point, why the hell do I pay for YouTube Premium? Like, honestly, why the fuck are we paying for YouTube Premium?
It's either, I think it's, try that.
All right.
I know we have a membership, like, guaranteed. I don't have the tag
unless
on
you
here.
have a
It got ripped
membership
off.
number or anything, it's okay. I'll get you over to the captain. What's the best phone number to reach you at?
Reach me at 2.
All right. And is everybody on board in good health otherwise?
Yeah, everybody's
How
on
many?
board.
All right. Do you need the United States Coast Guard?
What?
Do you need the United States Coast Guard?
No, we do not need that.
We're bringing in our forensics experts, but back to Brandon.
Nah, they was playing the first part of the recording. They not playing it in full, but I had to skip through some of it on accident because Nancy dropped the damn ad in the middle of the show. So while Nancy's doing her ad in the middle of the show, I'm just gonna let y'all know that I'm about to put a link on my community tab wall. It is for our workshop on Saturday. We have 4 slots open. I extended it to an extra 6 slots, and we have 2 people already took the extension. So we got 4 slots open for our prompts to products. We're going to be working with AI building products on Saturday at 7 p.m. before we go live over here. We'll be in the Discord. So I'm going to put that link on the community tab wall. Since Nancy's getting her damn ads off, this episode is sponsored by me.
Tatum, former police officer, Tucson PD. He is the star of the Officer Tatum on YouTube. He has interviewed Nolan's friends. Okay, you're saying that I am looking at, and others are looking at this out of context. My mind is open. You may be right. And I believe, Officer Tatum, you are specifically referring to the words. Let's see the transcript of the audio as I read this, please. You're referring to alleged statements. Sure, he's dead? Is he dead? Nolan. OMG. Nolan, don't die. Then wake the F up. I thought he was on the check his chest. Now, to you, Officer Tatum, you believe that there is an innocent explanation. My mind is open. And that innocent explanation would be what?
Well, I think that if you are convinced without context that
All right, chat, I got the link on the community tab wall. Before y'all, if y'all do leave the channel or if y'all just poking around, be sure to click on that link for me and just check out what we got going with that workshop. If it's not for you, it may be for someone close to you, maybe a relative, a friend, or someone that you know that may want to build a business or just stop using AI like a search bar and actually get to building products.
they are talking about Nolan, you're going to hear certain things and perceive it. I mean, the bilge pump is damaged. They could have been saying, don't die, or is it dead, referring to the bilge pump or the bilge pump. And they could have been talking about a battery. They could have been saying no, and people think they said Nolan. The only reason that I deviate from the transcript is because there are witnesses that have said they've seen Nolan after the boys had already left and after the call was already made. And also, I put my detective mind on, when I look at the reasoning, but why would they be calling and giving GPS coordinates and talking to this dispatch for 8 minutes if their best friend, whom I've spoke to these boys, they've showed me pictures, they were emotional about Nolan's death. I was there during the funeral, at least there with them when the funeral was going on, and they were devastated that they couldn't go to his funeral. I perceive that it doesn't make sense if they had killed their friend in a malicious way or he was dead, that they wouldn't just simply ask for help instead of trying to cover it up and calling for a tow and talking for 8 minutes. I mean, all of those things, plus the witnesses, it just doesn't add up. And I just wish people would be open-minded to saying, let me rewatch it and let me put it within context that Nolan cannot be on the boat because witnesses seen him afterwards, and let me re-listen to it and try to put it in perspective.
So you're saying witnesses saw him afterwards, after that call, or
Who? Who seen him? Who? They're saying they got 2 witnesses. Who? Were they drunk? Were they off the little blow? Who? Who seen him?
did you mean to say witnesses saw him elsewhere?
Yeah, no, witnesses saw him on the island after the call. After the boys had left around 4:30, witnesses have seen Nolan alive on the island after that. So, you know, that puts Nolan alive after that. And I think that people should be focused on, okay, now let's interview and talk to people. And
because I want to know who seen him. And if whoever seen him, did they know Nolan like that? Or did they not? Because we not going to act like some people don't think all black folks look alike. That's what we not going to do. Why am I lagging?
consider what did they see, because we're already past the point of Warren and Wyatt's boat and all of those things being involved.
Officer Tatum, I had so many trial judges from all the cases I tried in different courtrooms, but one particular judge, my favorite, Luther Alverson, he had a particular jury charge. And I've heard it so many times, I've memorized it. He said to the jury at the end of the case, after the closings, it is your duty to make all witnesses speak the truth and impugn perjury on no one. So, what I'm trying to do is reconcile what you're saying with what I'm hearing. I hope Nolan Wells died by accident. But I'm not shutting down our Crime Stories investigation until I know. Now, I want to address this sound. To Joe Scott Morgan, a professor of forensics, Jacksonville State University, author of Blood Beneath My Feet on Amazon. At Jacksonville State University, they have a world-class Crim Pro lab and setup. In fact, I've called on Morgan many times to help me recreate crimes in their labs. Star of Body Bags with Joe Scott Morgan. Joe Scott, you've been on so many death scenes, trying desperately to get to my experts, but I got to lay the foundation, as I would do in court, before I bring in a piece of evidence. Joe Scott, people do crazy things when somebody dies. They panic. They think it's their fault, whether it is or it isn't. They get rid of the body. They lie. They do all sorts of things. The cover-up is very often worse than what the initial incident was. People panic.
Here we go.
So the reaction of the friends to Nolan potentially having passed, that reaction doesn't mean that much to me, because you don't know what somebody's going to do under those circumstances. So hearing them on the boat, I hear what Tatum is saying, and it's reasonable.
So do you think that any of the individuals involved in this situation have been acting funny, chat? And if so, who do you think has been acting funny in this situation? Do you think anybody has been acting funny? And if so, who has been acting funny? Everyone hit the like button, chat. We're about 25 subscribers away from the next sub goal. We are trying to hit 50,000 on this stream. We are trying to hit 50,000 on this stream.
Reasonable, but how people act in that scenario is not always reasonable.
No, it's not, particularly when they're faced with somebody that's in distress and they are under the influence of alcohol. And that's going to play a huge role in this from an investigative standpoint. And not to mention, probably a group of people that don't have a lot of experience with alcohol. We're talking about a group of underage kids. We're not talking about upper end college kids here. We're talking about kids that are 18 years old. They've been getting hammered out there on this island, and that's a problem, Nancy.
Well, you're right. Okay, not that Tatum, in his own right, is not an expert. He's a former police officer with Tucson. Joe Scott, an expert. Mobley, an expert. But now let's go to our digital experts. First, Todd Shipley joining us, digital cybercrime expert, former Detective Sergeant, Reno PD, 25 years in law enforcement, author of Surviving a Cyber Attack, Securing Social Media, Protecting Your Home, author of Investigating.
You said what? What y'all say they pulled the plug? Why y'all say they pulled the plug?
Internet Crimes, an intro to solving crimes in cyberspace. He says nothing he hears on this audio shows that the audio has been altered. Okay, Shipley, hit it.
Well, we have to look at the fact that the audio that we received is, again, one of those that was released by the press and is probably been stepped on multiple times. Just like we had last year with another famous video.
Did you say that was released by the press? Hold on, Tom. That was not released by the press.
It was
released to the press, but it was released by the Mississippi Department of Marine Resources. That was not released by the media.
Yes, Nancy, but TMZ in every station that's released it has put a copy that they've edited up onto online. And so we have this expectation bias that's there. So the audio obviously is real. It's been released, and the agency that released it has said that it's a video or audio of the incident, but every version that we've seen has been stepped on multiple times. And so there's an expectation bias when you start putting up audio translations that you believe is there, and everybody then has this confirmation of that this is what's said. Now, we have to go back to the original audio from the government agency to get the information that we need to prove what's there in the audio, because multiple pieces released through press stations online don't always have the exact audio we want. There's already been speculation that some of the different audio, like TMZ's and the others, are a little bit edited, and they always are, because you put them on there for a specific purpose. And adding the edited versions of what you think are the audio does not necessarily mean that that's what it is. We can look at the audio and find out what's there, but we've got to look at the original version.
Hi, guys. American homeowners. The FBI has been
but when you do when you go old school on this, you isolate and filter. You use an EQ, equalization, to filter, to cut out the low rumble below 80 hertz. You cut out the high hiss above 8 hertz. This gives you the chance to hear that background a little more clearly. Then you boost the mid-range frequency. That's between 300 hertz and 3400 hertz. That matches the mid-range of human speech. Then you apply a simple high-pass filter that removes the constant deep humming or any other extraneous noises that are constant. And this does not alter.
Is that not what I said, chat? Is that not what I said? I told y'all that's what I got my schooling in. That's what my credentials is, audio engineer. I said they need to put an EQ on that motherfucker and they need to put a filter on it. That AI shit put a gate on it and it was clipping the words. The first AI we heard cleaned up audio, I said it was putting a gate on it and it's clipping the words. They need an EQ and they need a filter. Maybe a de-esser.
The content, it merely enhances the content. So when you ask, did we edit or alter? No, we merely enhanced it using basic tools that are used in every production department around the world.
This is like when you're playing music, you turn up the bass or turn down the bass. Or Dave Mack, I believe the correct answer would be HELLNO, because if Tatum is right, I want to hear it. Okay, joining us now, in addition to Brandon Tatum, Joe Scott Morgan, John Mobley, now with us, Robert Freed, joining us out of Long Island, certified forensics analyst, EVP of forensics, and chief investigative officer at Page One Inc., author of 5 books, including Forensics Data Collections 2.0, and a book series, and his website is forensicsbyfreed.com, F-R-I-E-D, Freed. Okay, you say there are a lot of red flags. What are they?
Absolutely. Nancy, what I look at evidence is it possible to authenticate the evidence, the information that's being provided? Think about...
Man got a Pink Panther in the background, chat. Everyone hit the like button, chat. If this is your first time in the live stream, what's up? My name is Plug. I'm the voice of the politically homeless. I don't care if you're far left, far right, liberal, conservative, Marxist, fascist, alien, NPC. You can come in here and have these conversations with us. But what I need you to do right now is hit the subscribe button and double tap that screen on your way in, because we are chasing 50,000 subscribers tonight. So help us on that journey.
When you download software from a website, many websites give you a value next to that file, because they want you to know that what you're downloading can be kind of authenticated or validated. When we're receiving audio like this from the source, it would be good and proper if people are going to start looking at this and doing examinations to actually apply some kind of hash value or some kind of way to uniquely identify this particular file as an original, so people can validate what they're looking at.
Yeah, chat, I had someone from Ocean Springs that was going to call in tonight. He's been out, at the bar, seeing what's going on, and just seeing what the story is going around there. And he was going to call in tonight, and when it was time for him to call in, he kind of was like, yeah, bro, they advised me not to call in. They're taking this shit serious. They're actually gonna be suing people, and they're not bullshitting. Like, I'm down here, they're not bullshitting. They're about to be suing people. So, like I said, I respected his decision. I didn't press him to call in, but I'll call him later on and just see what he's talking about.
Number 2, I would also want to look at, what tools people have used, if anything, to basically either analyze or enhance. Now, anybody can use any tools out there, but are they using a tool that's forensically sound, that's defensible, that passes the Fry standard in terms of the methodology?
Okay, you got to speak English to me, man. Are you saying that what Dave Mack's team did is acceptable?
So my whole thing is no documentation, no evidence. What did Dave Mack's team specifically do?
But what I will tell y'all is, the last time that we talked to him, they said the narrative was blow. I'm just going to be honest with you. When they called in a couple weeks ago, before even the Officer Tatum video dropped, he said, hey, man, a couple people that called in was like, hey, man, we down here and this what's be going on. This is what we heard is going on. They said it was something about some blow. This was a couple weeks ago. Now, like I said, I'm not going to say Nolan did anything. We got the toxicology coming back. But now, today, when I try to get him to call in, he's reluctant to call in. So that's the way things have changed over the last 2 weeks. A couple weeks ago, shit, he wasn't tripping. Now his ass not calling in.
Did they write down those steps that anybody can reproduce what they did? And if we can reproduce it,
yes, they did,
in a process and share that, then that's great. I'm seeing a lot of versions of these videos online with redactions, with phone numbers being withheld.
Put him up,
with
please. Put him up. What videos? Because I'm specifically referring to the audio. I've seen all those videos.
My email, and you'll probably want to message the Shot Plug Station one. The Shot Plug Station email.
They're AI. They're not real. I've seen a video of a young man face down on the beach being attacked by a horde of people. That's not Nolan. That's from a different date. I'm speaking specifically about the audio that Tatum is referring to.
Yeah, Gito, that's what I was gonna do. I was just gonna have him call in. Like, shit, he could have called in anonymous, but he don't even want to do that. Like, he don't even want to do that.
Yes. So with that, one of the specific aspects of that is authenticating, again, where they.
And like, he's from there. Like, he went to the same school, graduated from there. Like, he's out and about around there, but like, he don't even want to call in.
Where it was received, is there a digital fingerprint associated with that particular audio? What tools were used, and what specific enhancements were done where to bring out that specific those specific segments that were enhanced?
Okay, so what I'm hearing from you, Robert Freed, and understand, I'm not disagreeing with you. But my question is, what are the red flags that concern you about this audio? Now, Tatum says the audio's fine. It's just they're not talking about Nolan. They're talking about the bilge pump or the battery or the engine. And you're taking it, some people are taking it in the wrong context. I'm not taking it in any context. I'm trying to find out, what am I hearing? So that's Tatum's take, okay? Shipley says, I think it's legit. You're saying,
KP, don't do that right now. With all of the headlines in the world right now, you really want to come in here and say blacks fuck up all the time. How is it questionable he fucked up? With all of this week's headlines, this is what you want to do. Cut it out, bro. Cut it out.
It may not be legit because of red flags. The fact that it is or not authenticated, how it's been enhanced, that's a concern. What do you see as a problem? One thing I noticed you said earlier before tonight is that on the TMZ version, there's an additional 20 seconds. Now, I've got a problem with that. Hold on. Mobley, I'd have a problem with that if somebody gave me, let's just say, a bank robbery video, and then I find out there's 20, 30 seconds missing. Oh, no. You have to have it all.
You said you don't watch TV. Okay, so we can talk about all of them fucking kids that was locked up in the house. We can talk about the man taking out his 2 kids, and his wife, because he was, the restaurant owner. We can talk about the other man that took out 6 kids, his wife, blew his head off, set the house on fire. I mean, you pick one. What do you want to talk about, KP? Call in.
All. And the last thing I want is somebody adding in video. So that's a red flag to me. That's one of Freed's observations.
Nancy, this is what I think. I think that, both of these gentlemen make excellent points, but they're missing the link to tie it all together. And that's what's important.
And let me guess, you, John Mobley, are the only one that knows the missing link. Okay, I got to hear this. Go ahead.
Well, what you need to do when you have that audio is, irrespective of the method that was used to enhance it, because just because it's enhanced, I don't see it something that's being used in the courtroom as much as the newsroom. But you want to take that audio and then you go.
I mean, shit, KP, do you want to talk about, this video is almost over. We can watch about the guy that unalived his 6 kids and his wife because he was cheating on her. Allegedly, he was cheating on his wife. Some shit went on. He got fired, and he unalived his 6 kids. His wife set the house on fire, unalived himself. We can talk about that. If that would make you feel better, we can cover that shit. I ain't got no problem with it.
Back to the witnesses, okay? And you want to make sure you interview them separately, not together, because you don't want them to somehow commingle in their stories, but ask them separately, play the audio for the witnesses that were on the boat, play it for them separately, individually, and ask them to corroborate what they're saying, okay? And what's going to happen is
Tatum said he did that. Yeah, you're right, Mobley. With that, I agree. Back to you, Robert Freed. Given what Tatum, Shipley, and Mobley are saying, the red flags, let's go with that TMC version. What about that? Is that a concern?
Yeah, I mean, I heard hold music when that started, and there's a lot of commotion going on in the background. It's really difficult to actually say, what people are actually saying in those particular versions. Yes, you do need to apply filters. You do need to apply different ways to focus in on it. But my whole thing with the different audios that are out there are that people are doing enhancements. They're posting this. They're doing amateur methodologies, and they're putting it out there saying, this is what you need to hear. Take a look. They're putting the words out there before people are even listening to the video. So it's automatically setting the stage for everybody to start paying attention to things a little bit more. But again, if you have to go back to looking at this from the source, that's the best bet, because that's going to allow you to look at this unfiltered. And that's probably what law enforcement has. There could be snippets that are missing in those specific moments that are redacted, for example, that may hold more clues that we're not hearing. We don't know exactly what's said in those moments that we don't have full access to.
Okay, that is an interesting point. That could be very probative. Of course, enhancements are used in court all the time, so a jury can hear what's being said. There's nothing wrong with that, but as you say, Freed, you have to authenticate and explain what you did, like we just had Dave Mack explain. And yes, it was all written down, FYI. But
excellent.
You stated that on an earlier occasion, much of this tape, this audio was redacted. How do you know anything was redacted, or are you guessing?
Well, the phone numbers, you can hear the cuts in the phone numbers where they say, what's your phone number? What's your account number? And it's basically blank. It's not anything. It's silent. So right there, we're missing the account number, the private information, but we're also missing what else is going on in the background. Within a couple of seconds, people can say something that would be really important. We're not getting that full picture.
Let's hear it one more time. You be the judge.
Detail assistance, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the work coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Ankles?
Hello? Hey.
Yes, how far is the water coming up, sir?
It's coming up. We're just sinking. I don't know. Like, we're going down now.
All right, well, let's get you going. Membership number or phone number listed on the account, sir?
I don't know the phone number. It's either, I think it's, try that.
All right.
I know we have a membership, like, guaranteed. I don't have the tag
unless
on
you
here.
have a membership number or anything, it's okay. I'll get you over to the captain. What's the best phone number to reach you at?
Reach me at 2.
All right. And is everybody on board in good health otherwise?
Yeah, everybody's
How
on
many?
board.
All right. Do you need the United States Coast Guard?
What?
Do you need the United States Coast Guard?
No, we do not need that.
Boom. So how do y'all feel about them not asking for the Coast Guard, chat? Let me know in the comments. How do y'all feel about them saying they do not need the Coast Guard? Everyone hit the like button on your way in. We're also 27 subscribers away, chat. We're 27 subscribers away from 50,000. Let's get to 50,000. We're going to pull up that other case, that Christopher Carlwich case. where he unalived his 6 kids, himself, and his wife. We're going to get into that right after this.
Is it real? Is it altered? Is it probative? Does it prove anything? Is it a bombshell? If you know or think you know anything about the death of this young star athlete, Nolan Wells, please dial 228-769-3063.
So that's for the $125,000 reward. They also said that one of the friends' dads put up $50,000 reward as well on today. A $50,000 reward.
For a residential fire at
So this is the other case I was telling y'all about. This is in Michigan. This is the shit I was talking about, KP. This the shit I was talking about. Since you tired of talking about that, we can talk about this shit. This man allegedly was cheating on his wife, got fired, unalived 6 kids. A couple of the kids look like they was Asian. I don't even know if they was foster kids, if they was from some other situation. I don't know. Them kids looked Asian. And then he unalived his wife, then he unalived himself, and then he set the house on fire, then unalived himself.
Riverside Trail. White smoke coming out of the window. House is full of smoke seen from the outside and smells electrical. Central clear at 11:46.
It's a tragedy that has unveiled the darkness of the man who investigators say caused it.
Preliminary indications are that the fire was intentionally set in numerous different places throughout the residence on the interior of the home.
Police say he killed his wife and their 6 children before lighting their house on fire. It is an unspeakable act of violence, and now the alleged reality of who this man was and what was going on potentially in his life is starting to come to light. We're on the case presented by Law and Crime. I'm Chris Stewart. Whatever was going on in the life of Christopher Karolkowicz, there's no reason that will ever make sense for what happened inside his home in Grand Haven, Michigan. And we'll get into what appears to have been going on in his life in just a moment. Christopher Karolkowicz and his wife Mandy were raising 6 kids, ages 5 to 15. Police haven't released the names.
Yeah, KP, he might have been a gangbanger. This very may have well been his gang initiation, man. This Christopher guy, I don't know, man. He's the worst of the worst, man. So violent. Gangbanger.
Of their children, reportedly 2 of the kids were adopted from China.
Okay, we're heading to breakfast, and we got to figure out our laundry situation today.
Earlier this month, Mandy appears to have taken their 2 daughters to China on a trip. And what sticks out as we follow reaction to this story, we see the videos that she posted on social media, is just how loving of a person Mandy appears to have been, how loving of a mom Mandy was. One friend wrote on Facebook, quote, "She was an incredible wife, the most amazing mom, a loving aunt, cousin, daughter, colleague, stylist, friend, and so much more. She touched so."
I was finna say he don't look like the kind of guy that would do it, but he definitely look like one, bro. He definitely look like he'll fucking snap, bro. I was locked up with this guy one time, chat, when I was in jail, and he went on one, and he ended up shooting, like, I don't know if it was his wife or his girlfriend, but he reloaded the Glock like 4 or 5 times. Like, he was shooting at her for a long time. And the only reason he got caught is because his neighbor's Ring doorbell camera caught him. Like, he was army crawling around and shit, shooting at her. And you know what he told me? He told me that she had some Valium or something in a syringe and stuck him with it, and he was like all out of it, and she was trying to unalive him, and I don't know, Chad. He fucking snapped. He fucking snapped. Reloaded 3 times in the house, bro. Reloaded 3 times.
So many lives, and anyone who had the privilege of knowing her was better because of it.
This summer, for the first time, we decided to do a bucket list where we all get to add little things on it we want to make sure we get done during the summer. Because last year, August crept up on us and we didn't get anything done.
Mandy seemed to love documenting family trips. And here's a picture of her husband, Christopher, with one of their kids at the beach. Now, all of this makes what allegedly happened on Friday, July 24th, so difficult to comprehend.
Grand Haven Township for a residential fire at Riverside Trail. White smoke coming out of the window. House is full of smoke seen from the outside and smells electrical. Central clear at 11:46.
That's the call that came in just before noon last Friday, dispatching crews to the family's home. Earlier that morning, police say someone had reported smelling smoke, but hours later, it was clear that a fire had started.
Do have light smoke showing. Initial crews, established water supply. We'll be stretching a hand line to the alpha side. It's going to be an offensive fire, and I'll be doing a 360 shortly.
Once inside the home, police say they found the entire family, all 8 members, dead.
Units made entry inside to battle the fire because there was smoke showing from the residents. When they got inside, they noticed that there was numerous people deceased inside the home. They then notified the sheriff's office, and we began an investigation into that. So what I can tell you at this point is that 8 people are dead inside the home. There's 2 adults and 6 children.
That's a news conference per WZZM television in Michigan. As police investigated further, they say they realized something very dark may have happened before the fire.
Well, I can tell you that there's 2 adults in the residence as well. Some of the victims that we're calling victims inside the residence at this point did have gunshot wounds to their bodies. We don't have cause of death at this point. I don't know. I don't have 100% identification at this point. I can tell you that 2 adults and 6 children are deceased. We're pending further investigation and full autopsy results, which will be tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow morning.
Any idea what caused the fire?
We're looking into that. We're being assisted by the Michigan State Police arson investigators to see if it was intentionally set. So they're here. They've been on scene for quite some time. We've had numerous units on scene trying to get to the bottom of both the fire and the deaths.
Can you confirm how many victims had gunshot wounds?
Not at this point. No, that'll be pending further autopsy and further investigation.
Is there any further ongoing threat to the public then?
We believe that everybody who's involved in the situation is in the residence.
How could this have happened? How could a family that seemed to be happy be at the center of a tragedy like this? Christopher reportedly worked as the National Vice President of Sales and Marketing for the American Heart Association.
Oh, chat, double tap the screen, shut a live out. Thank you for everybody that sent gifts on tonight. Be sure to share this video out to a couple of people. And if you want to have any questions or comments or support the channel, we do have super chats and memberships available. We ain't got a super chat all night, chat, but it's all right. It's all right.
Through the weekend, people tried to figure out what was going on before authorities were called to the house for that fire. Then,
thank you, Juanica.
This week, the Ottawa County Sheriff's Office shared what their investigation had found.
The deceased adults are Christopher Karalkowitz, age 47 of Grand Haven, and Amanda Karalkowitz, age 39 of Grand Haven. The couple were married. The 6 deceased Karalkowitz children's name will not be released at this time. These include males ages 15, 12, 11, and 5, and females age 11
Thank you, Lala.
and 11.
Lala comes through supporting the channel via super chat. Thank you, Lala, for getting us on the board. Thank you, Lala, for supporting the channel. OG to the family. Now, chat, these are the ages of the kids right here.
The 6 deceased.
Thank you, Big Niche, for getting us on the board. Look at my minds popping out. Thank you, Big Niche, for always supporting the channel.
Karalkowitz children's name will not be released at this time. These include males ages 15, 12, 11, and 5, and females age 11 and 11. 4 of the children were biological children, and 2 were adopted. After the postmortem autopsies, it was determined that the cause of death for all the subjects involved in this was ruled gunshot wounds, and the manner of death for Amanda and the 6 children was ruled homicide. The manner of death for Christopher has been ruled suicide. Additionally, after checking with the Michigan State Police Fire and Arson investigators, it was determined they're working to identify the cause and origin of the fire. We don't have that official report yet, but Preliminary indications are that the fire was intentional.
Lowry comes through with a super chat supporting the channel. Please like and subscribe, chat. Mod Squad, thank you, Lowry, for always supporting the channel. Lowry, I hope you had a great day. I hope all of my mods had great days, man. Thank y'all for coming up and supporting the channel. Lowry, Big Niche, and Lala. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Set in numerous different places throughout the residence on the interior of the home.
To this point, law enforcement believe that the violence could have started the night before, and
What's
then
up, Lola?
the fire was carried out in the morning, but at this point it's unclear. Police say they recovered a handgun from the scene, and they also say there were multiple spots in the house.
Oh, chat, shit, we're 12 subscribers away from 50,000. We're 12 subscribers away from 50,000. If everybody subscribes right now, you will be a part of this 50K moment. So when we hit 500,000, you can be like, damn, I was in the first 50K. I've been following that guy for a little minute, man. So let's get this 12 subscribers, hit 50K. We can pipe up shit, you know what I'm saying? I can make the little post like, thank y'all for 50K and all of that shit, man.
House where the fire was set. They are, though, still going through
Thank you,
video
J-Ray.
evidence, trying to figure out a timeline of what happened. The sheriff was asked about Christopher's potential motive for allegedly taking the lives of his wife and their 6 kids.
Were there any triggers for Chris as far as possibly job or any board proceedings, anything like that that could have...
Oh, shit. There we go, chat. 50K. There we go, chat. Thank you for 50,000 subscribers, man. We've been doing this shit a little over a couple years. Some of y'all been here since before I even had a channel. Y'all were supporting me. Some of y'all just got here tonight. Thank you, every single person that's a part of this community. Join the Discord. We got a good Discord. We hang out. We do voice calls. We do AI workshops to build shit, man. Thank y'all for 50,000, man. I'm glad to have y'all here. I'm glad that y'all show up for me every night. I'm glad that y'all check on me when I don't show up. I'm glad that y'all are out here in these other chats arguing on my behalf. I'm glad y'all support me. Thank you, chat. Thank you for 50,000.
That's a good question. That's still part of the ongoing
Thank you,
investigation.
Lala.
You know, we're just now getting started in the investigative portion. So obviously most of the first day was entirely on-scene investigation, and now we'll dig in some of the background motives and all those type of things.
So they were adopted, Infinite Deity. The kids were adopted. I said a couple of those kids looked Asian. I don't know if they were adopted for sure, but you're saying they were adopted? Thank you, Jason.
But I don't have that for you right now.
In the wake of this news, the American Heart Association released a statement to media outlets
Thank
that
you,
said
AJ.
that Christopher was a former staff member and his employment had ended earlier this month. They have not said why he no longer worked for the organization. Now, as far as Christopher's relationship with his wife, several media outlets.
Okay, look, my name is Plug. I am the voice of the politically homeless. I don't care if you're far left, far right, liberal, conservative, Marxist, fascist, or alien or NPC. You can come here and have them conversations. We go live every single night at 10 p.m. Central Time covering politics, current events, and entertainment. We have a Discord community. I got some merchandise coming, chat. By next week, we'll have the politically homeless gear. Y'all will be able to get the politically homeless t-shirts and all of that, man. Yes, I am politically homeless. I'm not Republican nor Democrat, but I don't care what you are. You can come in here and have these conversations with us. Thank you, Lala, for the super chat. Thank you, Lala, for the continuous support.
Including the Detroit News, have pointed out.
Yeah, chat, let's run it up. Let's get 50Ks dropped in the chat, man. Everybody drop 50K in the chat. Everybody drop 50K in the chat. This is a milestone, man. This a damn milestone, and we ain't even hit the weekend yet, man. Everybody drop 50K in the chat, man.
Out posts that Mandy appears to have made on Reddit in 2024. And in these posts, she talked about issues she had in her marriage with Christopher. Now, the screen name on Reddit is Mandy K1179. And this screen name posted often about life in Grand Haven, Michigan, about being a mom to 5 kids, and her dream of being a teacher. She also was not afraid to share that her husband,
what's up, OG?
She says, had cheated on her, and it nearly split them up. She posted in a group that's called As One After Infidelity, and there is this lengthy post, and I'm going to read it for you. Quote, I feel you. My WH, and it appears she's using internet slang to talk about her husband, literally cheated with a younger version of me, except way wilder than I ever was. When my H and I met, husband, I was the intern at the company we both worked for. He was divorced and older than me. Fast forward 10 years and 5 kids. He was cheating with the intern again, the same age I was when I was the intern. I was 5 babies in and actually not in bad physical shape, but I was in the trenches of little kids and just couldn't be who I was before. He had gotten a bonus literally days after D-Day, and I told him I was using it to pay off my credit card, to get Botox, Invisalign, hair extensions, and new clothes that made me feel pretty. I lost tons of weight during the aftermath, but guess what? I never felt better from those things. I still internally blame.
Damn, she said that he got a bonus, and she said that she was finna spend his bonus to pay off her credit card, get Botox, Invisalign, hair extensions, and a shopping spree. Fuck. Shit, how big was the bonus?
Blamed myself for not being enough of what he wanted. After about a year of self-loathing, I remember crying and looking at myself in the mirror and realizing how up it was. I was the one who was living so miserably because of what he did. I finally realized that I had been the only person who ever showed up for myself my whole entire life. I didn't deserve to treat myself the way I had been. I decided to rewrite my brain as best as I could. I literally filled up journal upon journal upon journal with nice things about myself, even if I didn't believe them. I stopped dressing for him. I chose to dress for myself.
Nah, hell no. We ain't gonna do that shit. Pocahontas business. Talking about she didn't do it to feel better. She did it first. It was for a man. Never do anything but for yourself. Now you gonna come in my chat and tell everybody to be selfish motherfuckers. That's what you doing. Don't delete her message, XX. Don't delete her message. We having a convo about it. She did type in all caps. But listen, you gonna come in here and tell everybody to just be fucking selfish, even inside of marriage. Just be a fucking selfish. Shit. I don't think that's good advice.
I experimented with my natural curls and wore less makeup. I really leaned into the spiritual experience of getting to know and appreciate myself. It was the best thing I ever did for myself. Don't get me wrong, I sometimes still feel insecure. And 4.5 years out from D-Day, which appears to be the day she's talking about when she found out about this alleged affair, I still occasionally get triggers that suck me in. But my self-esteem is now able to withstand those triggers. Instead of resorting to, I'm the worst, I hate myself, I now find my internal dialogue being more, I don't deserve this. Why am I still living like this type talk? She goes on to say the most ironic thing about it is that now my WH finds my self-confidence to be super attractive. I mean, I think he finds it a little scary too, because he knows that I now know I deserve better than what he gave me in the past and won't tolerate any cheating in the future, which is a win-win, I guess. In another post, she says that she believes the affair that she says Christopher had with a coworker was, quote, more physical than he ever admitted to. Back in 2024, she talked about how the couple was in marriage counseling. She says that their therapist made it clear to Christopher that, quote, just know even if things are, quote, good, this is forever a part of your spouse's psyche. Even when things are good, I think of my husband's infidelity. Mandy reportedly worked as a substitute teacher. This is a statement the Grand Haven Public Schools.
Hey, I know this the 50K stream chat, but all the OGs to the channel, think of everybody that fell by the wayside. Think of the crew that we started off with, chat. A lot of y'all are still here, and I love y'all forever for that. But think about the people that we thought would still be here, that's just not here anymore. That's crazy, huh? Shout out to them. I hope they're doing well. But do y'all remember that one guy? You know, the guy that had the mindset and shit. Y'all remember he said my channel would never be shit? I think I had like 100 subscribers then, like 150 subscribers. And he had like 2,000. Do y'all remember that? Y'all remember that stream where he got into it with money? And I had like 150 subs at the time. He was talking shit to money and said that I was never gonna be shit on YouTube. Now we at 50K, and guess what? His channel never got past 2,300 and that bitch got terminated. That shit's crazy. Shout out to y'all, man.
Put out that talks about support now being put in place for students who have been impacted by the horror that happened inside of that house on Friday of last week. In the news conference announcing the latest in the investigation, the sheriff was asked about what this investigation now looks like. Christopher is dead. He's the one they say did this. He will never face prosecution for what authorities are now alleging. He'll never have to answer why he did it because he took his own life.
Well, there's, no prosecution that takes place. When the suspect is also deceased, there's no prosecution that takes place, but it doesn't change in the fact that we're trying to get answers for family, we're trying to get answers for the community, we're trying to get answers for our own responders, and the only way to get those answers is to do a full, fair, thorough, detailed, complete investigation. It's not always fast, but to do a fair and thorough and detailed investigation gives those answers to family, to neighbors, to the community, to the responders that went there. So that takes some time, but eventually people are all going to want those answers, and that's why we work hard to try to get them honest answers.
Joining us now to talk more about this is family law attorney Randy Kessler. There's just no words for the loss of life in this story, and obviously here on Law and Crime and in the true crime world, we're frankly often and almost always talking about loss of life, but the scale here is just, it's unimaginable, especially with the ages. You have these Reddit posts that have been reported by several media outlets having belonged to Mandy Karelkowitz, and she talks about infidelity back in 2024. And Christopher,
so she was
according
Reddit?
to these posts, was cheating on her, and then it was something that they really tried to work through. Knowing what happened.
People really go tell their fucking business on Reddit? Like, that's a thing? People go to Reddit and vent like that, like in real time, like behind their spouse's back? That shit's crazy. I mean, I could see it, but, I mean, Reddit?
Last week, and you kind of see these posts. You piece together that it appears that he left his job earlier this month. What stands out to you, kind of as we're piecing together all of this?
Yeah, well, just based on what you just said, first of all, if you were to say, I want to come up with a checklist of the most sympathetic victims of a horrific crime, right? This would check all the boxes: children, faithful wife, mother, a saint, pretty much as far as a parent, number one. Number two, there are signals. You can never predict this, and you never want to victim blame, and you never want to say, well, things could have been different had she, but, you look back at it and, gosh, so they met when she was an intern and he was much older and divorced, and then he had an affair with somebody similar to that years later. And then she said, I want to stay in the marriage for the sake of the children, which, these are all things we hear all day long, but, sort of like that perfect storm or death of 1,000 cuts. There are all these factors that keep coming into it. Then she was talking about it, or she was talking about how to overcome it. And she was in private groups talking about, and maybe therapeutic for her, how do you survive adultery? How do you survive an affair in your relationship? All these things coming together.
All right, chat. We finna open up the phone lines, chat. We gonna open up the phone lines. And we gonna get y'all thoughts and opinions on tonight. The phone number's pinned. If y'all wanna call in and get y'all thoughts and opinions, now's the time to do it. All right, the phone lines are now open. Boom. All right. But while we wait on the call, everyone be sure to hit the like button on your way in. We just hit 50,000 subscribers. Let's push to 50,025 right quick. We're about 12 subs away. If this is your first time on my live stream, you can put first, and my mods will make you feel welcome. We are doing live call-ins right now, talking about the Nolan Wells case, the $50,000 reward from Bart's dad. We're also talking about the Christopher Korowich, I think that's how you say his name, case where he unalived his 6 children, wife, before he turned the gun on himself. We're also talking about D.L. Hughley, Officer Tatum, and we covered Pearl. Pearl saying that white men need to take over this country because the black people and women are destroying it, or whatever she said, torturing us. She said, "White men, I beg you to take your country back. These black people and women are torturing us." And she has pictures going viral with her former black boyfriend. So yeah, those are the things we're talking about, man. Nobody wants to call in yet. Is okay. Well, while we're waiting on someone to call in, be sure to check the tab on the post wall. Even if you don't plan on joining the workshop, just click on it because I worked kind of hard on that page, you know, to get it up. We got testimonials on there. We got the layout, the coursework. We got a fact section. Any questions that you may have, we should have answered them in the fact section. And even if you don't want to join the workshop, when you click that link to join free, it'll take you to the Discord. So that's a way you can join the Discord. So check out that landing page and be sure to sign up for the workshop if you want to. If not, just join the Discord. Nobody's gonna call in. That's crazy. Y'all always be asking me to open the phone lines. Then I open them and nobody want to call in. All right, we're going to move on then.
Or you left him by himself. About it right now. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Friends, to Horn Island, this barrier island off the Mississippi coast. It's remote, right? It's no commercial development there. You can only access it through a boat.
I'm going to play this till we get a call in, chat. I'm going to play this until we get a call in. We haven't watched it.
And at some point, he disappeared. He was reported missing that night. A massive search was launched. And 2 days later, on July 6th, his body was found.
You said call Top Cat? I'll see if Top Cat will answer right quick.
Call from.
What's going on, caller? What's your name? Where you calling from? Caller.
This is from Georgia.
What's going on, Georgia?
Not much, bro.
How you feeling about tonight's topics?
You think you can go over a recap right quick?
We talking about the Nolan Wells case. And we talking about the guy that unalived his 6 kids and wife and then himself.
Man, I think that's real brutal. Like I think it's real sad. Like that people got to go through that, and that's like that.
Okay. All right. Meredith, if you go to my page, if you click on my page and go to post, you'll see a link that's talking about the workshop. If you click that link and click sign up, it's like a free sign up there. It'll take you straight to the Discord. I am gonna create a new Discord for it, but right now we're just using the politically homeless Discord. But yeah, caller, I appreciate you for calling in. I wish you kind of knew what we was talking about a little bit more, but I'm gonna open the phone lines up to the next caller.
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. All right, chat. Yeah, I called Top Cat La. He didn't answer. Damn. You say in Dorsey we trust? That's crazy. Dorsey really got a crowd. Y'all need to go subscribe to Dorsey channel. Y'all love Dorsey. Y'all need to go subscribe to him. Show Dorsey some love over there. Dorsey ain't been posting lately though. When I see his shorts, I go over there and say something. But he ain't been posting lately. Y'all go subscribe to Dorsey, man. Call Dorsey. All right. Dorsey called me from a different number the other day. I think this the number Dorsey called me from. I'm finna have to say, is Dorsey there? If somebody else answers, I'm gonna be like, is Dorsey there? Hey, is Dorsey there? Hey, is Dorsey at home? I feel like I'm calling a house phone. Man, Dorsey didn't answer either, man. I feel like I'm calling a house phone. I can only call Dorsey and Top Cat because they on the West Coast. Anybody else, it's too damn late to be calling. Thank you, Meredith. How did you like that landing page, Meredith? Was that landing page nice? Did you get to see it, scroll through? I know you came back to the live, but when you get time, check out that landing page. I worked rather hard on it, Not hard, but, I put it together. I really hope it's nice. I didn't want to just slap a landing page together. I wanted it to look nice, look professional, have some testimonials on there from our first workshop, had a course layout. But yeah, that last live session, y'all can ask Ed. We put Ed together a business plan. We put him together a landing page for his business, working both ways. We did that live right then. Like, I didn't even expect to do that. I kind of had a lesson plan that we were gonna do, but we just got the flowing, having fun. Ed came up with, some ideas, and we made that shit work, and it turned out really good.
Call from.
Hi, this is the real L.A. Kelly.
To accept, press.
All right, what's going on, caller? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, my name's the real L.A. Kelly. I'm calling from the South here.
All right, what's up, the real L.A. Kelly?
Yeah, I was just calling about the thing about them saying that the whites have to take our country back from the blacks and stuff. That's not true, man. Us white guys don't need to take it back from the blacks. There's plenty of black guys out there that are good, patriotic Americans, man. I know a lot of them. I don't judge black Americans by the thugs that run around these blue cities and stuff like that. That's what they call black fatigue. It's not for all black men. It's for those black men. And what's ruining this country is the white women, the fugly white women, and the raving black women. They are all about material items. As soon as they get into power, they become corrupt because they want to accumulate items. They want to accumulate things. It gets to be about them and not about anybody else. And I don't think we have to take it back from the blacks or the whites. I think patriotic Americans, black or white, need to stick together and just take the country back. Period.
Okay, who is the country? Who has the country right now? I thought the Republicans got the country. Don't they got House, Senate, and presidency?
Sorry, what was that? I lost you a little bit.
I was saying, who has the country? Isn't the I'm just saying, don't the Republicans got everything that they need right now? Where does the problem lie?
The problem is that the Republicans in the Senate have such a slim majority; they can't get anything pushed through. Okay. I mean, that's one of the real problems. A lot of the agenda is not being pushed forward.
I thought Trump had the murder rates the lowest they've ever been in the country too, so I think crime is down.
Yeah, that's stuff he's doing though. But I mean, they can't push through the stuff that really needs to be done because the Democrats just vote no on everything. I mean, just across the board, no, except for Fetterman.
Then you got
he's the only realist out there.
What's the mayor name in Baltimore? He got crime all the way down in Baltimore. You got some shit going on. So what do you? Yeah, so what's the problem to you? Like what's going on? Like if you said the Arabian women that's in the who?
No, not the Arabian women, just women in general, black, white, Mideastern European, whatever. It seems like they can't handle the power. Once they get into power and they can accumulate stuff for themselves, that's what they do.
Oh, you
It's all
saying
about them.
women? Women are
Yeah,
materialistic. That's what you're saying.
yeah. They get a taste of that stuff, and they just want to accumulate stuff. I mean, all of them seem to do that. You know, I mean, look at all the women that are being brought up on charges of fraud and embezzlement. I mean, look at Fannie, you know, down in Georgia, and then you got another woman down there in Georgia who's got brought up on corruption charges, and then you got these women that are in power in like Michigan and stuff, and they're being investigated for all this stuff. And then you got the New Jersey votes going through, you know, over 6,000. And I watched the newscast the other night, and she comes out and says 6,600, you know, illegal voter registrations.
So
She didn't say 6,600.
I got a question though. I was just gonna ask, like, who does most of the white collar crimes? Like, if you had to put a face on it, who does most of the white collar crime?
Well, it depends on what kind of crime you're talking about here.
White collar, fraud, embezzlement,
yeah,
you know, white collar crime.
Stuff like that. I think it's the women that are coming into power. They're doing more of it now. It used to be men, but now more and more you see these women coming to power, and they're doing stuff against like the Constitution and everything. They're oppressing people, and they're taking away people's right to free speech in city councils and in school boards. I mean, it's all across America in these smaller. It's mostly a smaller town formats where they come into seats of power, you know, in the city council and stuff like that, and or state agencies and everything. And they're the ones that are in there doing all the paperwork and doing all the processing and all this behind the scenes stuff. And they're the ones that are manipulating all the basic I want to say laws, I want to say regulations and everything in a lot of these blue cities and everything. You've got some higher up Republicans in the state, but you trickle down to the lower parts of the state.
A little bit. I want to push back. It says that males overwhelmingly commit white collar crimes, accounting for 75% of all incidents. Hold on, let me finish. White males age 41 to 50 do it the most. It says men not only commit majority of these crimes, but cost their companies significantly more than women do while they commit similar offenses. Approximately 62% of all fraud and embezzlement schemes in the U.S. are committed by whites.
Yeah, no, I don't argue that. I don't argue that stat at all. But if you would go back and look at a chart, I bet you would find that the women are a rising part of that statistic. Where the men may now hold a majority in that crime deal, but they always have, because they've been the ones in power. But now the women are coming into power, and they're the ones that are starting to commit a lot of these crimes, and they're getting caught at it. And that is an increasing demographic, I believe. I don't think it's the...
Like, you know, I'm politically homeless, right? So I call out bullshit on both sides. That's what I do over here. I don't care if you're far left, far right, liberal, conservative. Everybody has the right to their opinion. But when we talking about the fraud, it's like, how many billions of fraud has Trump pardoned, like, over the last year? He just pardoned the one guy that had like $2 billion in Medicaid fraud. So
I don't know anything about that. I haven't heard anything about that.
Because we get caught in these algorithms. But no, like, we covered it over here. We cover both sides. Like, we give the Democrat shit, we get a Republican shit. We just, you know, we understand this is the politically homeless. This is my channel. We took the politically homeless money.
Look at the fraud in Minnesota. Look at the fraud in Minnesota, and the majority of this was done at the lower levels, all by women, running all these centers, these learning centers, and all that stuff. You see, they were the boots on the ground, so to speak, of the fraud. And then and it was all implemented by women that are in the higher up power.
There you go, Rick Scott. They said his name was Rick Scott, Republican, Florida. Rick Scott.
Oh, Rick Scott.
$2 billion in fraud.
Yeah, I heard about something about that.
That's not who I'm talking about.
I don't know the details of it. But look at Minnesota crime and everything. A lot of this was all, and you know, the top might be the men, you know, doing the final, the top fraud thing, but it's all being implemented down below by the soldiers on the ground, and those are the women. Those are the people that they're using to commit these frauds and everything. In a lot of these hospice places and the
Yeah,
particular places,
that's where it
and we're going to be
was.
finding out more and more about it. The men at the top are pulling, the men at the top are pulling strings, and they're going to get convicted for the massive amount, like two or $20 million worth of fraud. But they did it by using women on the lower echelons to commit the crimes. They didn't go out and run all these daycare centers by themselves, right? Or all these 1,000 hospice centers in LA by themselves. Now they had women on the ground doing all the work. You see, they were the puppet and the puppet master, and the puppets were the women on the ground, because they were promised material items and stuff, of course, and so they would commit the fraud, right? Because they want stuff, they just want stuff. So, I think the more and more they get into power, like Omar and stuff, the more they get into power, the more we're going to see that demographic increase as who's been committed and getting convicted of doing the fraud is more and more. I'm not saying men are going to do less, but I'm saying women are the rising star in the fraud department, so to speak. The more they get into higher echelons of power, the more they're going to be corrupting it for their own good. That's my prediction, because I think it is a rising demographic. I think it is. I mean, you can look at the chart and see, if you get a graph on it, you'll see that it's a rising thing. It's not fading. And I don't think they're taking up any part of men's market share in the fraud department.
Yeah,
they're creating their own market share.
fraud. We call out the fraud. We call out when, I say this, man, you show me a race and I can show you the scheme that they run. And like we say, the whites got white collar fraud, the blacks had the PPP, the Africans got, the scam calls, and they do all kind of, fraud. You got the You got the Indians, they do the call center fraud. You got the Italians, they money laundering out the pizzerias. You got you name it, and we can talk about it. So I just wish all of it was brought to the light. Like they target certain groups and then they just blast it. Like when it was the Latinos, it was the Medicaid fraud. When it was the Somalis, it was the Somali fraud. But it's like, what about when it was the blacks, it was the PPP. But it's like, what about the municipal fraud? What about the fucking pizzerias? What about the taxis? Like, are we going to talk about fraud or are we not?
Well, it's hard when you get down, like I said, when you get down to the boots on the ground. You gotta get the small guy, just like in a drug bust. You gotta get the small guy and make him rat out the guy that gave it to him or sold it to him, and the guy on top of it. You gotta work your way up the ladder and everything. But when you see all these guys getting convicted of fraud and stuff, it's the guys on top. But you never see the women that was running the daycare center get convicted of fraud, right? They may get a fine or something like that, some low level misdemeanor or so, who knows, because they're not the kingpin. They're going to be the way they get up to the top guys.
Nobody really gets in trouble for that shit unless they want them to get in trouble for it. Like PPP, they doing clawbacks. Like SBF, they put his dick in the dirt because he did, what was his damn company? Silicon Valley Bank. They put his dick in the dirt. A couple other people, but for the most part, these people are getting slaps on the wrist. They're not paying the restitution, and then they're getting pardoned. It just is what it is.
A lot of them are just. If you, I don't know if you saw that article where they.
Hold on,
they
caller.
had
Let me
they
get
were
to the
taking
next caller, man. We've been on 10 minutes. I appreciate you for calling in.
All right, thanks for taking it. Thanks for taking my call. I appreciate it.
All right, now.
Call from
Adriana.
What's going on, Adriana? Where you calling from?
I'm calling from Pennsylvania.
Okay, what's going on, Pennsylvania?
Now, I'm just listening to this man on here talking about it's the women. First of all, let me tell you, I'm a 67-year-old African American woman. Okay, why should I'm trying to erase the African part because I got a new thought about that whole thing, but I guess that's another show.
Right.
My biggest thing with this whole thing that is going on, there's too much finger pointing. And what these people don't understand, all this stuff with race and all this other stuff that's going on, and now I don't know if this will tie into what you're doing tonight, because I see the thing about, actually it does, with this young man who lost his life with these people. First of all, I will say about that's a total cover-up. That's what that is. I don't care what anybody says. That's a cover-up. There's too many stupid things that happen with this whole thing for them to be saying, you know, oh, he stayed somewhere by himself. It's a
Well,
bunch of
for
crap.
sure, I'm saying this. On the base level, for sure, to cover up because they didn't bring talk about the blow until 3 weeks later. So obviously they weren't all the way transparent and all the way forthcoming, at least into the third week, if they want to insert, oh, everybody was getting high for blow. So that's the base level cover up.
And see, it's the other thing that the problem I have with that. Let me just stay on this for a second. The problem that I have with this whole case is, and I don't know if I'm allowed to speak freely how I really feel about this whole thing on your show. I don't want to
You
make
can,
anybody
but I
like,
do want to say this, that any direct accusations, please refrain from any direct accusations, because
well, no, these are not there. I have a platform, and so I know not to do that.
Right. Okay. Go ahead, though. Nah, you got it.
So I will say that I think what's happening here, and so many people, they know this is what's happening. With all this race stuff, this is happening because literally our government stirred up all this stuff just so they could take the eyes off of them and the stuff that they're doing. Because they're doing a lot of crazy stuff behind them closed doors. And the people don't understand they're being used as puppets. You know, because they're like, okay, we will just pit them against each other. We do it all the time, and it always works. And you think that somewhere along the line, people just understand whether they're black, white, or whatever, because none of us.
No,
none
they
of us
are. Because nobody's talking about it. We're going to talk about it tomorrow on an early show. I'll probably do it on a backup channel. Y'all be sure to subscribe to Plug Station Clips. We'll probably be live over there. But nobody's even talking about that hit piece they dropped on Lindsey Graham, where he was on the phone with Netanyahu talking about getting the senators and Mike Johnson involved to basically stir up some shit to get whoever put the ICC warrant on them in trouble and some actual allegations type stuff. And like he's on the phone, got Netanyahu on speakerphone, and somebody's recording him. Like Twitter's talking about it, but it hasn't really hit YouTube.
See, and but what I don't understand is like this is the American people, whether they're Chinese, black, whatever they are. This is America. If you're born and raised here in America, so you might as well say you're a big part of the melting pot, no matter who you are, because you were born in this United States of America. And if these people don't know this government by now, because way back in the 1930s, they had these films where they were showing, and they had these people talking about Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. This is a little bit off what we're talking about here, but it'll tie right back into it. They were talking about if you give these people and you pick and choose who you're going to give loans to with those home loans, somewhere down in the future, the bottom's going to fall out of the housing market. Okay, there's these old reel-to-reels where they're talking about that. And what happened in 2008? The bottom fell right out of the market, and we've been having nothing but problems ever since with the housing markets. And because it was planned, this is all planned. I said, okay, so if you couldn't see way back then what they were doing, and it's just all coming to, and so now we're into a place where
I looked at a post from a guy. I don't think it was, I forgot who it was. I don't want to misquote the creator, but he was saying the great financial crisis never ended, and the pandemic was a reason for them to insert $6 trillion in cash into the economy without causing hyperinflation, because people couldn't open up and people couldn't borrow as much money because there wasn't anything moving. And that was basically to kick the can down the road without causing hyperinflation. So he's saying that we never got out of the great financial crisis.
No, but see, this is the one thing that happened here was, now I don't understand. Well, I'm getting ready to do my own. It's sort of like a mini documentary on this whole thing in regards to, and I'm going all the way back to Black Wall Street, Rose. all these communities, these black communities and stuff, and no matter how many times these black people tried to, and it still ties into what we're talking about. It's the racial issue, because even way back then, they knew black people had the ability to overrun them, and that just could not happen. So they would do these little surprise attacks on them. And what a lot of black people don't understand now, and even white people, these Koreans and all these people going crazy like the way they are, back then they knew that the black dollar could surpass any other dollar. Think about it. Because if they didn't know that, why did they go through so much length to keep this going? And now they got the races against each other. They know what they're doing. Just taking the eyes off the sneaky stuff that they're doing to make this United States fall in place for them and theirs. But they don't give a damn. I do a lot of talking about this stuff on my channel, and I'm telling you, I have never seen such mess in all my life. And these people are falling into this, even when it comes down to these murders. They know if they can pinpoint stuff like this, they know it's going to take it'll take the black race's eyes off of what they're doing, because they're trying to hold their dollar in place. And when you got stuff like this that comes up, they're very emotional about that, and it'll throw them. They know that. That's why they keep doing the stuff that they're doing. So, you have to use precautionary measures when you're messing around with these kind of people like this. I'm born in Pennsylvania. I'm born in an all-white town. These are some sneaky bastards. They really are. So, I mean, you just have to watch your back all the time. And, I mean, I was born and raised with a lot of them, so I know them. I know that their personalities and stuff like that. But I still say that it all ties into what's going on with this government.
What percentage of your town you grew up in was white?
We're the only black family here.
Y'all the only black family there. Okay, I know some towns like that. I didn't grow up in a town like that. I grew up in the deep south, but I didn't grow up in a town like that.
Yeah, well, we're the only black family here, and has been for decades. And I mean, I always say millenniums, because we got a lot of generations. We got like 88 generations here. So, but my thing about this whole thing is, one thing that I think that black people should have stood on was, when they were segregated, they should have stayed segregated. But see, just to prove my point, why do you think that they took that segregation off the black people? Why do you think that they did that? Because they seen that when they were by themselves, they were doing really good. And they didn't want them to go in there and, they'll surpass us. They'll get everything that they want. And they'll outsmart us. That's what that whole thing was about. I said, oh my God, you would think that.
I don't know if I'm on that side. I don't think I'm on that side that segregation. I'm not saying that when we were segregated, we weren't thriving, but I'm saying in a modern, the way the world is now, a globalist world, I don't think segregation will work in America. With the Haitians being, segregated from the blacks, from the Latinos, and then, even in the Latino communities, they all have their infighting. So you're gonna segregate the Guatemalans from the Dominicans, from the Mexicans. Like, how would that work in America?
Well, see, here's the thing about the segregation, as far as segregating people is concerned. When they were segregated back then, they were doing really, really well. And this is the reason why this government decided to release that, because they said, we don't want them surpassing us. These people are very smart. They knew that. So now when I say segregate, I mean that even have you been keeping up on these Koreans and the black people pulling their dollars from them?
Repeat the question.
Have you been keeping up on these Koreans and the black people pulling their dollars from them?
Oh yeah, I seen the Koreans. I seen the Asians. They was stretching out them babies and throwing them on the ground and shit.
Yeah, see, what's going on
dolls,
there is
the baby dolls, chat. The baby dolls.
Well, what I'm talking about is their dollar.
Yeah, I know.
The money.
It all ties in.
They took that money from them. And so, but we make up $2.2 trillion in spending a year. Just Black America, by
I'm gonna be
themselves.
honest with you, man. I do see that it's hurting. Some people are standing on their business, but just being honest, the where I'm at, motherfuckers still going to get their nails done. Motherfuckers still eating hibachi.
Yep.
Motherfuckers is,
Yep.
I'm just gonna be honest.
Yeah, well, yeah, but you're not gonna
Shit,
ever
I ate
expect
a hibachi plate the
anybody
other
to
day.
do.
I'm not gonna lie. I ain't think about it. I ate a hibachi plate like probably a week ago on stream.
Wait, well, Mickey, I understand where you're coming from because there's a Chinese restaurant here in our town, and they're the only Chinese people here. But we go over there and we go to their things. But you know what it is with black people? Black people just literally see people as they are. Now we got some mean people in this race. But look at it. The reason why they're mean is because you mean to tell me for 400 years we've been dealing, black people, black Americans have been dealing with white people for 400 years. And you mean to tell me these two races of people still, they can't get it together for nothing in this world. And when everything comes up, it's always between the blacks and the whites. And now the Koreans stuck their nose in there and they cut their noses off. Now their money's running down the road. I said, you know, if black people keep doing what
They get together in liberal cities, don't they? They get together in liberal cities.
I don't know anything about that.
The liberal cities, they everything's okay there. They don't give a fuck if you get high, pass out on the street. They don't give a damn what's going on. They love everyone and everything. I'm just being honest.
I don't know about that, but I do know this. Where I live at, this is an all-white town. We're the only black family here, but I have not been here all my life. I was born and raised here, and I was gone for 36 years. See, I was living in the West. I was in California. I was in Las Vegas. I was in all the places out West. And from the time I was 11 years old until I was like 32 or something when I came back, and then I moved to Missouri, and I lived in New York, and those places. Like I'm 67,
So I'm gonna say
I've
it
been
like
around.
this. So I was in Austin for a while, and
Mm-hmm.
Austin is like a liberal dot in the middle of Texas, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I always heard people say like they gotta get weird, Austin. You know, motherfuckers live their lives, do whatever the hell they want to do. But I always heard
Mm-hmm.
that corporate Austin, like corporate Austin, is a lot different than get weird Austin. I did hear that. I did hear that they treat the corporate different than they do the get weird Austin. It's like you can go out there, hang out, do whatever the fuck you want to do, but when it comes to rising up in your company, it's a little different. And you know that's where the tech bubble was at.
Yeah. Wait, I think a lot of this knowing. I don't know what your age is. You look to be maybe about 36.
No, I'm a little younger than that. Damn, she just put a few years on me, but it's okay.
I'm sorry. I'm proud of my age. I love my age. But anyway, with younger people and the things that are going on, and this is where a lot of things are getting confused and a lot of things are getting out of hand because the younger people, they don't want to be bothered with this bullshit, with this racism. They don't. They're trying their best not to be bothered with that. There's a lot of them, they're being pressured by their families and stuff like that because a lot of those people were not, even black Americans, a lot of these younger ones, these ones that are in their 20s and early 30s and stuff, they have not been taught that there's a certain loyalty and certain integrity that you keep about you. Like in black households, you have to respect everybody. You know what I mean? I mean, even if they're assholes, you still have to respect them, you know, and these people coming up now, they're not like that. My kids are in their 40s and 50s now. So, I mean, and I have 19.
I say that a lot. Parents treat the kids like friends. Instead of parents and kids, they treat them like friends.
Exactly. And they compete with them. I'm like, what are you doing? You're killing your kids by doing that. You know, so this life is, I don't know if you listen to rap music, but I love rap music. I listen to it all the time. You ever hear these dudes say there's
I listen
levels to
to
this
it when
shit?
I can. Yeah, I do.
Yeah. There's levels to this shit because I'm telling you, these people don't know how to raise these kids with any type of respect. And when I'd say 4 years from now, wait until you see what's going to come up in this government. Oh my God. It's either going to be the ones that say, we don't give a damn about nothing, I'm for the people, or it's going to be those ones that's got big head that thinks that somebody owes them something, and they just don't know how to run anything because they were never taught anything. So, and even growing up, I don't care what era you were growing up, I'm a boomer. So whatever era you grew up, you always were being taught a certain amount of respect for your elders. And there is the problem. There you got young people. I have to admit, I had my first baby when I was 16. And I was living in California at the time. And in California, when you're young like that, you're considered an adult when you have a baby. So I had to grow up quick. And so I ended up with 6 children. And I just never had that time to be a kid, you know. So, and my kids grew up with me, and I understood them a lot better, but I was harder on them because I didn't want them to go through what I went through. So it has a lot to do with the raising, the respect not given.
Okay, I'm gonna let you get up out of here because I gotta address some trolls, and it is what it
Okay.
is. I appreciate you for calling in, and I hope you subscribe to the channel.
Oh, I did.
Okay,
I did.
thank you.
Thank you.
All right now. All right now. What the fuck did you say? You said why our blacks are aggressive. Now that's what you want to do. You want to say why our blacks are aggressive. Like what about the trailer park, man? You know that it's somebody's getting beat in the trailer park right now. You act like y'all don't got biker gangs and all kind of shit. You act like the damn Rico wasn't invented for the damn Italian. What the fuck are you talking about, man? Like what? Roid rage and shit, man. Cut it out, bro. Cut it out, bro. These some honey hot wings, chat. If y'all want to know what I'm eating, it's a honey hot wing. And this bitch, what that dude say on that video, that big gas. That big gas. Now I'm reaching. How am I reaching? How am I reaching? Have you ever been to the trailer park? There's somebody out there right now full of Milwaukee's best, about ready to put his paws on somebody.
Call from
Top Cat.
What's going on, Top Cat?
Yo, what's going down?
Hey, Max mad that I ate some hibachi. Hell yeah, I ate the hibachi, Max, and didn't think twice about it. Go ahead, Top Cat.
Man, what's wrong with eating your food? Shit.
They talk about we supposed to be boycotting the Asians right now. I said, shit, motherfuckers still going to get their nails done and motherfuckers still eat hibachi. I just had a hibachi plate.
Shit, I don't even know how to act about it. Being out here in Cali, the hibachi place is ran by all Latinos. So what they got to say about that? Yeah, man, I looked at my phone, man. I was taking something in the house. You must have hit me up right when I was coming in the house trying to give my lady this Popeyes. You know what I mean? I must have missed your call. So I was just hitting you back, man, because I sure did have something to say about what was going on earlier with that Tatum situation.
Hold on, chat.
Wow.
I can't be all on camera eating chicken, bro. Y'all gonna screenshot me. Let me can't cut my camera off right quick. Y'all gonna have me eating all this damn chicken and put watermelon next to my head and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I was hearing, I missed a little bit on once you started getting into what happened with the old boy that offed his family and stuff. So I missed a little bit of that. But when I was listening to the Tatum situation, I was hearing, people were conversating and you were commenting back to them about what they were talking about with friends and different things. So me and you both were athletes, so we know about ball and we know about school and the different demographics of it. And when people keep saying like parents know your friends and know your this, they know of them. Even if they came in your yard and were around, it's a lot of times where it's usually 7 or 8 of you guys that are dealing with each other, but then there's little packs in between them. And even like when it comes to football, you'll go to like, okay, you got the linebackers, defensive line, and you got the DBs. And people from the neighborhood, they might be a DB, a linebacker, and a lineman that come from the same little area or two streets close to each other and stuff, and been knowing each other their whole life. But then they still also have their section in football, and then some of them might have their section in school. So yeah, we have friends. We have people call them their day ones. I got friends that I've had since kindergarten. And there was times in our lives where we didn't see each other for 10, 12 years. But as soon as we saw each other again, nothing had changed, to the point of how you live with each other in the areas you come from and the demographics of which your families know each other, like church and, scouts or whatever you might have been involved with, Little League or, Junior All-American or whatnot like that. So there's different points of where your parents see different people that are your friends, and you might have a friend that you're closer to than a friend that you've had since kindergarten. And your parents might not know that person that well. But, if you say the old name, they'll remember that because they're synonymous with what was going on. Oh, I remember him in school, first, second, third grade. Yeah, that's his friend. And there might be somebody you met in high school that you're more closer with, and you do more things with, but your parents only see them on the flyby or the go by. They might see y'all taking a picture after a game, but they don't know that y'all at school, hunting on the same females or doing different things like that. So I just wanted to put that point out there. Like parents, especially me, I raised my son, in football and stuff, and he got state championship. He got like 3 CIF championships. And when I go around with him now, I see him talking to different people. And this was the same with the other case with the track. He ran track and stuff. I see him talking to people that I know had nothing to do with his school, had nothing to do with them. And he's like, these are some of this is the homie, this is this and this and that. I've known him since middle school. We didn't go to high school together, but I've been knowing him since elementary. He wound up going to a school over here. Like he went to Moval and I'm over here at Citrus, or he went to this school and I'm over here at the other school. But they were friends since then, and they kept in communication because it's so much different than when I was younger and social media wasn't like it is now. If you knew each other back when I was coming up, it was from reputation and you being in a different area or family or something like that. It wasn't to a point where if I could keep in contact with you from middle school and we went to 2 different school districts. There was no way that I could keep in contact with you except for phone or if you were part of the family. So there's a whole bunch of different dynamics when people are sitting up there saying
older
friends.
Till you got, driving age, then you get that little tri-county area where y'all big out. Y'all counties are bigger. But here, like how it was you might have a rivalry or something growing up, like y'all play each other every year. Then when y'all get driving age, y'all probably get on the same AAU team because that's just how it is. Y'all end up hanging out. That's how you made your connections, made a name for yourself, moved around.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, like from me being in that '90s group, it was kind of like the upper echelon. So the different athletes that were more blue chip or were getting more press. We see each other and there was a respect level there, even if we weren't going to play. Say we in different divisions, even if we weren't going to play each other, you look over there and you say, oh, like, so I went to school with Terrell Smith. He wound up playing for the Cardinals. He was a fullback for the Cardinals. And like me and him, we did 7-on-7 since, 9th grade. So we knew each other and whatever, but we never played in the same exact division. So when we finally got a chance, we'd always see each other at the Cadillac, at the club, or at whatever, doing whatever we doing. We always kicked it. And then we finally, when we solidified our friendship was at the All-Star game. Like, because now all the All-Stars go there together, and they over there like, why y'all kicking it together? Because we've been kicking it for years. He went to a different school. That's my partner right here. And And then I had so many different ones, but then I seen the difference from when I was young and that was going on compared to my son. His friend group is huge because ever since, we went through 2 or 3 different school districts when he was younger, and he's kept in contact with all these kids because of social media. Like he really know, like, oh, that's the homie. He's way over here. He goes to Kaiser, and I'm like, damn, bro, that's all the way in Ontario. That's like shit, damn near 45 minutes from here. Well, we went to school over here, so he always kept up with me, and we played each other in intramurals and stuff, and I've always kept up with him. You know what I mean? And I'm like, damn, bro, your friend group, all the people that I used to know like that, it fell off. If we saw each other again, we're like, man, it's good to see you or whatnot. But it's like we weren't actually in contact through high school, through all these different things. And these kids actually follow each other. So I'm saying that to say, when the mom says, there's no pictures, why isn't there anything on his social media? Why isn't there anything that he's putting out that is exceptionally rare for this time and this age? And then for them to say that there was other people when all the phones were put up, okay, and there were other people that had social media. This is what Tatum is saying. Oh, there was text and there was different things going on. Why would he be the isolated one not to have any of these situations going on, and then this happens with his phone? So, I mean, the more that people talk, the more they're putting their foots in their mouths. The more they're proving that the situation is very awkward. You know what I'm saying? It's everything that they're saying is coming out awkward. And you know how I feel about Tatum already. Like, hey, boy, everything's a money grab to me in his situation. And what he was talking about earlier, I was an officer, and how are you going to get mad at me for patrolling my own neighborhood? Okay, that's fine. It's nobody mad at you for patrolling your neighborhood. But what were you doing for your neighborhood? Did you think you were just cleaning it up, or how were you helping your neighborhood? I mean, you didn't say that every weekend I was on food drives. I was going to help people that needed help, or single mothers. I would go and try to, mentor or do any. You said nothing about that. You said, okay, I was ripping all through the neighborhood younger. I changed my life, and now I went to go. Basically, you're saying I went to punish the people that were like me, or went through the same things that I went through, or went through the same funnels and tunnels in life that I went through. Everything that he's saying, he just sticks his foot in his mouth. And then when you bring up, oh boy, I forgot his name, KB or KD, and he wants to talk about something else. Just like you, Plug, every time that something goes on in the media, everybody thinks because my name is Top Cat Serious Black, that all you always talk about black stuff. Do y'all remember me bringing up the Hemet situation? Do y'all remember me bringing up all these different situations? But the difference is people give it 2 seconds and pass it up. But then they get mad when the spotlight gets put on these different situations that are very, very awkward. So like what he said was, he said that, okay, he said black people F up all the time. You know what I mean? But that's not what he was saying. He was saying black people get unalived all the time. Let's talk about something else. And that's not cool, because even though black people might get unalived by each other in all kinds of different situations and other people, how many black people get unalived on Horn Island? I've never heard of it before. Only time that they probably were even on this island, it was probably back in slavery time when the island was, a place to imprison people. Other than that, I've never heard of it. Never heard of it. So basically, I'm saying when a person like that speaks, you got to read between the lines. You're not saying, "Ooh, black people F up all the time." No, you're saying black people get unalived all the time. Black people are deceased all the time. And that's not a big story. And for people like that, not to get nothing pulled, but they can kiss the soft part of my ass. I give a damn what you're saying. I can read between the lines, and you a buster. Period.
All right, Top Cat, man. I appreciate you for calling in. We finna wrap this one up. I done ate my wings. I done ate my pieces of white bread. It's about over with.
About to go in here, hop on some of these biscuits and some of this spicy, crunchy chicken, boy. You know, I done couponed it up today. Got my 10-piece mix right here sitting. I'm about to go put a little hurting on it myself, man. Thanks for hollering at your boy and hitting me up, man. You know, I always support and appreciate you, brother.
All right, man. Click that link on the profile, man. Make sure you click that link on the profile, man. And check out that landing page I built for the webinar this weekend. I'm finna let the chat know on our way out.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna try to go. I gotta stick my foot in, man. But you know, me and these damn computers been holding me up. But yeah, I'm finna stick my foot in, man. I gotta get on in there, man. While the getting's good, man. Oh yeah, congratulations on the 52, brother. That's a hell of an accomplishment, man. Congratulations.
Thank you, Top Cat. Thank you, Top Cat. We'll holler at you next time.
All right, 100.
All right, chat, man. That was it's been a good show. Lala said I took my socks off, man. I ain't had them on, Lala. What you talking about, man? I ain't had them on. Talking about I took them off. I ain't had them on. You thought I was in this thing with some socks on? Slides, no socks. Trying to tell y'all that. Why y'all think I know them stories, man, about how motherfuckers be walking around the crib and shit, man? Yeezy slides, no socks. I don't even know what kind of slides these are. No socks in the crib, looking through the cabinet, trying to see what kind of beverages is in this motherfucker. What you talking about, man? But nah, chat. But yeah, be sure to check out the tab on the community tab. This is my this show is sponsored by me tonight. Yeah, we do got a webinar on Saturday. We had our first webinar on, I believe, Tuesday or Monday. It went really well. And I'm inviting y'all out. We got like 4 more slots open, and I want to see some of y'all there. Next week we'll take in more people. We'll open up the workshop to about 25, maybe 30 people, but this time we're trying to keep it around 14, 12, 14. But be sure to click that link and sign up because open enrollment is only until September. Once September gets here, it's not gonna be free anymore. So be sure to click that link, get inside of the community, and I will see y'all on the next one, chat. Good night.